Everybody.
Good evening, Mega City. There's trouble in Cedar Point. It starts with P and ends with R, and it's Prancer, and it's the Devil's Game.
Nice.
Just wanted to break
Really
out
Prancer,
into
that's the problem.
the Music Man.
That is
There's-
what it's from.
Is
Yeah.
that what you're going for? Okay, good.
Yeah. The trouble right here in River City.
That's right. Yeah.
Starts with
That's
T. What was it? Starts with T and ends with E. It's pool and it's Devil's Game.
It's a Devil's Game.
Yeah.
Okay. good.
Anytime the word trouble was mentioned, that is what my father would break out into.
Oh, we got trouble.
All right, good evening, Brockton Bay Book Club and viewers. It's good to see y'all on our weird off week this time round. For those of you who have never been here before, we're the Brockton Bay Book Club. We are going through Ward and just, little section by section. This week was 5.1 to 5.6. And we discuss with our lovely viewers. Also, as introductions go, I am your host, Alan. We have Hannah,
Hi, hello.
Jacob,
Hello.
Michael,
Hey.
and Nick.
Hello there.
As you can see, Michael and Nick sporting their lovely Brockton Bay Book Club t-shirts. Very fashionable. And I believe, and Jacob is even wearing a Brockton Bay's neon sweatshirt.
Don't hurt yourself,
Hey.
Jacob.
I do
The struggle.
very much enjoy.
Didn't fret.
Before we get started, just a quick shout that we try to keep the spoilers pretty low in chat. We are reading. I am the only one that has read this before. So we have everybody else on this is a first-time reader, and we were treating this like a book club. So trying not to spoil things that we have not read in this section. However, if you'd like to talk spoilers, we have a Ward spoilers chat in our Patreon Discord. You can be a Patreon for as low as $1 a month and get in there, and it helps fill out our bingo sheet week to week. You can put in your suggestions, which, if you'd like to play along with us, there's a bingo sheet in the description below. You can play along.
And the patrons help write
I will say,
those, right?
Yes, the patrons from
Yeah.
specifically the patrons in the Ward spoilers chat help us put together that bingo sheet. But there's other stuff. We're working on more content, and I know we've been really lax on that for Ward, but also our lives have been a lot busier despite not doing a podcast per week. And maybe that's just Ward is longer.
It is.
also that, yeah. I will say, on the spoilers thing, we are doing Arc 5, but we're only doing the first half. So if you're mentally trying to think back to when things happened, we read up to the end of the meeting with the wardens. That's the last thing we've read. So just to, because I know, at least if I had been like looking back on this and they're like, oh, they read Arc 5, I might not remember exactly, like how far 5.6 is. So 5.6 ends with them meeting the wardens, talking with them, getting to see some of my favorite people again.
Yes.
Good times.
So without further ado, and thank you for those who have already in here. I know some of you get to finally watch us live for the first time because our schedules have just been off. Yes, our love goes out to you. This arc, what are your thoughts?
Stuff is happening, and I'm happy. I'm so happy.
I'm
stuff is
so
happening.
happy.
Yep.
I'm so happy.
We were so harsh,
man.
I mean, we were harsh last week. Last
We were
time.
harsh.
We were
Coming
harsh.
off of last week.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
deserved.
I mean, justifiably so. But
Or
it felt really good to get into some good chapters now.
Oh yeah.
Not that the rest weren't good, but yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, But
Yeah.
this was good. This was good reading.
I think this is the first time where consistently I would finish a chapter and think, okay, I want to get to the next one. Like I want to know what happens next. I feel like this section is really where it starts to pick up the pace. Things are happening. Yeah, this is a good one. I enjoyed it. I think honestly, I just needed more fighting, more interaction, and a bit more subterfuge with these groups. It felt like there was a lot of build up, but nothing had happened yet, really. So seeing that all come to a head was great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, we were so harsh last time. But what an opener. I mean, immediately I turned to Alan and I was like, how does he do this? I can be finishing one arc and being like, what is happening? Like, I'm not invested. I'm not here for this. What's going on? Start a new arc and be like, oh, he got me again. Like, I'm pulled in immediately. The red jeans, the emotional, the grip. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it. We're back in, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, this was a good one. Kind of gets you with the memories, the red jeans, all that stuff with Victoria was great starting it off.
Oh.
Yeah, good. It's that good. It's funny how like the clothing thing is an interesting like through line between this and Worm as well, right?
Yeah.
With Taylor going shopping with Tattletale.
Right, yeah.
Image and memory and all of that. So very cool. Well, shall we get into it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Start us off.
Let's go.
Alrighty. I'm gonna be honest, these summaries, I might start writing my own after this one because I'm realizing these are a bit I appreciate the effort that went into them. A bit lacking, I would say.
You gotta
5.1.
do a lot of them,
Yeah. If you gotta do a lot of them all at once, I understand. It's not your fault. I appreciate the effort that went into them. 5.1. Everyone tries to get on the same page because ready or not, it's time to move. And I feel like that doesn't explain what happened.
No, this is
at all. This is Victoria meeting with Miss Yamada.
Mhm.
This is them deciding what to do. Sort of her talking about the team and about herself, how everything is wearing on her, how it feels, and them sort of preparing for the day as they realize Cedar Point's about to get embroiled in this war with the Fallen, and we need to get ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is how you kick it off. With like you said, we went from some of the honestly some of the most boring writing we've had yet to the clothing, and this is like the opposite of every time we've had Wild Bow talk about clothing up to now.
Oh my god. I was gonna say the same fucking thing. Sorry, continue.
No, go off.
Okay, well, good, because, oh my gosh, y'all know I have an issue with our boy and his clothing descriptions, and they always feel a little weird to me, or like, just the vibes aren't quite there. This nailed it. Like, if you're gonna talk about clothing, like understanding, okay, putting forth a mental image of this character by their clothing can be very helpful. For me, it feels like Wild Bow just does it too much, and it's very judgy, and I don't like it. This, perfect. Like, the emotional connection to the red jeans, and like the care that Victoria has. Like, when she takes a shower, she hangs them outside of the bathroom because she doesn't want the moisture from her hot shower to get on the jeans and mess up the color. Like, the detail there is so connected to the memory of Dean, and so connected to like her early growth as a hero, and like this like budding romance that happened between them, and then he's gone, and there's all of this emotional stuff attached to this pair of red jeans. Are the red jeans important? No, it's the emotional connection that's attached to them, and this is so good. It feels so good. I'm tied it. My whole laptop
I
shaking.
love the
Everything's
camera
shaking. Sorry.
shake with the expression.
I'm like banging on my desk and everything's like toppling. No, but like it's just so it feels so good to have this because this is what matters. Like,
Yeah.
man, you got me again. Like, come on.
Yep. And isn't this also where she has that conversation with the one random worker? Like she's like early morning, flies to Cedar Point, pulls out her
Yeah.
laptop, and that guy's like, what you doing here? Like he's
What you doing up
You
there?
what you doing up there?
Like the delivery driver. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, which that was a fun
Homework.
little conversation. Here,
being unpowered in this world must suck. Like, imagine just being unpowered, knowing nobody with powers, living through Gold Morning, this change in realities, different Earths, teenagers. Like, it gotta just be what a world.
He's like, I'm just trying to deliver my produce, man. Victoria's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't deliver here anymore, my dude.
yeah. Oh man, it does it's gotta suck, which kind of lends some credibility to the whole like that one scene way back when there was that group cluster fuck trigger where everybody was exploding, and it was like people are like, I can get powers finally,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
And then you turn into a tree, and
and
mess.
and then you poop your brain out, and
Yeah, sometimes your brain just stops moving, but you keep going.
You're right.
Oh God. Oof.
Yeah,
Big oof.
there's because my brain specifically with the red denim jeans, I was like, okay, well, let's do the calculation. A good pair of jeans, like a good pair of jeans, probably like $275. So let's look at. He describes it as 1 week's of pay, if at minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, ends up being, surprise, around $275. So he did the math.
He did the math.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, red raw denim jeans. Which, to be fair, if you're dyeing them red, they're not really completely raw, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I did really appreciate just getting more of Victoria's relationship with Dean, because like when you're reading about it in Worm, it's the teen romance from the other group of kids, and
the homecoming king and queen is the vibe you get from them there.
Exactly, and it's over so quick because it's our gate and he's gone, and so like
he gets yeeted by Leviathan.
Just gets yeeted. Oh, Dean. But yeah, no, getting more of the emotion there, even though it was still a teen romance, it was still very real for Victoria, and getting to be like, yeah, that's right, she probably is pretty sad about that, isn't she? That's fair.
Unfortunate, I mean, yeah, it's gotta suck. Like you've got your one true, your boyfriend, high school boyfriend, super intense relationship, probably from the sound of it. Plus their families are involved. Plus, that whole thing. We lost Hannah for a second. And then you add to that, he dies tragically, which is something you always knew could happen, but it's worse than you expected. Then shortly thereafter, you become the Blob. I imagine that even if in reality it had been what would have been just a high school romance that petered out eventually, it's not that now because of how things, because of the path that her life took. So it's more than that. And yes, as Chad is saying, everybody should go bald, especially Hannah. As
go bald and wear Brockton Bay Book Club stuff. Apparently,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think I could pull it off.
I think
I think you could.
Yeah. See, the problem is I can't get the reverse.
No. What you
I
have
could grow
right
the
now
facial
is
hair.
perfect.
I might be able to.
The hair on the sides. It's. I don't mean this in a worm sense, but you give strong like Greg energy, but Greg is like a 40-something-year-old man. Like when you go bald, you're Greg. Greg has a really cool workshop, and He used to be like a poker champion back in the day, but now
Yeah.
Why?
he woodworks. I don't know.
I wish I had a cool woodworking workshop.
Yeah, you know,
I think of
not the worst comparison.
The chat, the funny thing is we didn't coordinate wearing merch. It was literally just we all got on, and those who were wearing merch were wearing merch. So
I
it
should
just
have.
happens.
I'm
No,
sorry.
Some of us care
Yeah.
more about.
No, we'll get to that in a
Designed
second.
it. Come on, man.
We'll get to why I'm not in a bit. It's gonna take us a while though.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, no. One of the things the Danny look, yes, the Danny look, the best look in the
Was
world.
Danny
Loving
bald?
Danny.
I don't know if he was bald, but
Could be.
Probably by the end of the story, he was.
Probably
Just
yeah,
the stress.
yeah,
the
yeah.
stress.
He was not bald in Arc 1. He was bald by like Arc 6.
Oh.
He's
One
just
of the-
walking and like tufts of hair float off of his head.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh
walking.
no.
Oh,
Every time he
gosh.
thinks he sees Taylor.
He thinks he's... Is that Taylor? Oh, that's so terrible. I hate that. My heart. You Danny boy.
But one of the things I enjoyed about this chapter, especially, and as we continue to move through, is this is of course from Victoria's perspective, and Victoria primarily deals in she has an emotional force field, and that is, as we know, the perspective that she also gives. With Taylor, she was thinking about a ton of things. She was always planning, and multitasking was her big point of view thing that always kind of you knew who it was without saying it because of the multitasking. And for Victoria, it's this emotion. Everything has an emotional weight to it, in my mind. It becomes more abstract because she's feeling out things, and she can't put her finger on it. And this is sort of her talk with Yamada. In part, is something's wrong with this group. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it, like literally on a power level. I can feel that something's wrong. I want to know what it is. And then she has moments like this where she's looking at clothing, and every thing has emotional weight. And that's sort of, I see that as the perspective in this story. Ward, as compared to Worm, is a much more emotionally laden tale. Not in just a like highs and lows, but like emotion is a thing that is active in combat. I mean, we have at one point in time 3 big emotional hitters literally throwing out emotion powers in a fight later on, like literally warring emotions, and then these quieter moments of seeing the emotion in things. So it's just a big component to this.
Yeah, for sure. The emotional awareness, kind of. There were 2 things I really liked in this chapter. The conversation with Yamada is just peak. We talked about last time how she is feeling a similar feeling she had looking back at the bank heist when Tattletale sort of spoiled everything with Amy. She's having that similar feeling with what's going on with this group now that Rain has explained everything going on with the Fallen. And what I appreciated, though, and I think we may have even talked about this, what I appreciated, though, is Yamada saying, well, be careful not to assume things will go the same way that things went for you.
Right.
Be aware that there's a lot of other forces at play in your life and in these kids' lives, and it doesn't have to go the same way. Don't feel like it's inevitable. But it's still that deep gut feeling she has, right? Of like, yeah. The other part that got me with the genes, since we were talking about emotional moments, I found I think maybe my favorite 2 sentences in this entire arc. In 5.1, she says, I hadn't gotten to be fussy with other things. A year after I had gone to the hospital, my mom had donated just about all of my clothes to charity.
Yeah.
And so, just that bitch.
That
bitch.
that goddamn
That
bitch.
fucking bitch.
I see, Nick. So you said,
Wow.
I wrote down the next line as my quote.
Yeah.
Ripping off her own Band-Aid by giving away my treasures.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's some grade A level bullshit is what that is.
What a goddamn bitch.
What a goddamn bitch.
I regret reading her interlude in Worm.
Yeah. Carol never ceases to amaze.
Yeah. Never ceases to disappoint in the most
Never
disappointing
ceases
way.
to disappoint. Yes. Never
Yeah.
disappoints to disappoint.
What's the
It says. Sorry, Jacob. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what the bar was low, but holy fuck! Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of
Also-
some poetry I did, which was like, "Oh my god, I've never seen somebody push a relationship down a flight of stairs before."
Yeah. Oh,
Whoa.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
it's literally that, and then clambering down the stairs to be the first one to hit them with the hammer at the bottom, right? Like,
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh,
jeez Louise.
Uh,
Yeah.
With her,
She is
with her
hilarious.
giving her.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hannah,
I just want to say.
Hannah's been getting a thought in. Go.
I think her giving her clothes away to me is like, you are this new person now. You are this wretch, and you will never be the old person again. So what's the point in hanging on to all of your old clothes? Because
Yeah.
you'll never fit them again. Like it's such a hopeless feeling to be like,
Yeah.
well, you'll never. So we just won't. Like we just won't even broach it. Like it's just gone now because we don't see a hope of you ever being, quote unquote, normal
Right.
again.
And I guess yeah, and to Rachel's
Ugh.
point in chat, I was gonna say that as well, that to a point I get it. Like if you're a parent and you've lost a kid, you know, Vicky wasn't dead, of course, but if you've lost a kid, like what do you do with their stuff? I mean, maybe you hold on to it for a time, but eventually, yeah, you're grieving too. You want to throw it out, like you want to get rid of it. Maybe you want to move on. The difference is that she was still alive.
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
a chance she would get better
right.
because there are parahumans who can do stuff
Yep.
like that, namely her sister maybe someday if
Yeah.
and I think that's the big difference, is that it's less. And as she points out, she didn't need the space. It wasn't like she literally could have just locked Victoria's room, pretended it didn't exist, and moved on with her life.
put it in the fucking attic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it where you won't see it again.
It was
Pretend it
also
doesn't
so
exist.
fast,
I don't
right?
know.
Didn't she do it like immediately?
Yeah.
It was
Like,
a year.
Yeah, a year.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's
That
not
still
A
feels
year's
fast
a
to
pretty
me.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
year's a
I
pretty long
have
time for
clothing
something.
that I've hung on to since college that I've been like,
Yeah.
oh, but this T-shirt from camp, oh my gosh, and it's still in my fucking attic, man. Like, there's a certain, and it's not even the sentimentality part of it, because I understand, like, if Carol's a very like doot kind of person, like I'm gonna get my ducks in a fucking row, like, okay, I understand, you know, organization, clutter, whatever, but like not talking to Vic about like. Not saying anything, and all of a sudden, all the things, and it's not just her clothes, but like all the memories that are attached to them, like your leather jacket and your fucking PJ pants that you've worn for 6 years since you got them at Christmas. Like there's a certain type of
Yeah, I guess the problem, like Fran said, is that one person who could cure it's in mega jail, Amy. The other person who could cure it is Bonesaw, and well, I don't think you want
Should be in mega jail.
It's a no on both categories.
should be
It's a
in mega jail,
no.
yeah.
Please stay away from me on both sides. Like
Yeah. But you know, alas. I
And
think
yes.
the saddest image is just her floating in the shower, like curled in the fetal position.
oh
but
my
in the air.
god, that got me.
Victoria, get help.
I will say, we have all done that, right? Where we curl up in the bathtub and you just like let the
float it.
rain, and in your head you sing the and let the rain pour down and cover me, and you sing that in your head to yourself on repeat until the water goes cold, and then you get out, right?
What?
I did that a lot in high school.
Earlier today, yeah, for sure.
No, it's
So I stand and I put my head against the wall and drink a cold beer like a man.
You don't drink beer, you fucking liar.
You're right.
Don't even. You think beer
In the
tastes
shower.
like gross wet
Yeah.
bread.
Alan-
Don't lie
Alan
to
shower
yourself.
beer.
He's in the shower with like a frozen blended margarita drink. Like,
Exactly
That's
what it
me.
is.
That's
That's
me,
exactly
right?
what it is. It's like a nice mojito.
Please, mojitos are too
There is
bitter.
no beer in this.
he's
fucking
not
house.
leaning
Okay.
forward though. He's like leaning back, just like, oh.
Yeah,
that's
let the
exactly
back
what
of
it
my
is.
head hit the cold wall, while the blistering heat of the. Here's the thing: I like my
The proper way
showers
to
to
take a
beat me
shower.
and burn me. That's the level of
Mm.
water pressure and temperature I want. Sort of a self-flagellation thing. Very religious.
Yeah, exactly, Rachel. Classy depression,
Exactly. Swirling my
Peak.
wine outside the shower curtain.
Why not?
It's so peak. Because you don't want your wine to like heat up, so you got to keep it out
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. Yes, Bernard. Thank you, Bernard.
I'm glad Bernard
I
agrees.
think
Yeah.
it tastes like carbonated wet bread. So,
Yeah, it's not great.
and also to your point,
Cold
Bernard,
beers.
Brandish Flaming should be a standard space. I didn't think we would bring it up. I don't know why I thought we wouldn't bring it up, but I'll make sure that that's on there from now on. That should
From now
basically
on.
be a free speech. Yeah.
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 Carol being
A little bit, since we have such a strong selection of writing from this first chapter, and something I thought about here. There is a moment where Vicky is eating while talking to Miss Yamada, and she covers her mouth or maybe it's Yamada covers her mouth while
Yamada.
chewing.
Yeah.
And I put things like describing blocking the mouth while eating is the perfect example of verbosity. The length that he goes to describe it is completely unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to it. And it really is something that could have been she covered her mouth while she ate.
Yeah.
Like that's really all you need. And instead it's almost a paragraph. Like it is a paragraph.
Is it
Like it's
really?
a couple of sentences. It's way too long. It's a couple of sentences. So I was like saying like that. And if you do that and cut it down, a bazillion times, you get a much shorter, much more engaging, work to read. But at the same time, I imagine that the kind of descriptions that we get for powers, like the water shadow of Leviathan, also come from that same type of overly descriptive writing. So it is a two-edged sword that is really cool to swing around, but is really heavy, and sometimes you get tired of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Another small thing I thought of on a different topic with this, they talk a little bit about the future of the law of the world, how heroes and powers will work in it. And it just kind of hit me reading this one. I was like, you know what? We never talked about that in Worm because they were criminals. They didn't care what the laws were.
No, they
And
didn't.
with the heroes, they gotta,
Fuck 'em.
with the heroes, they're like, well, we gotta talk about jurisdictions and territories and like, how far is too far, we don't want to be guilty of hero violence, like property damage. Insurance company's gonna be real mad,
Yeah.
Give me a parahuman city council meeting with a couple Cape HOAs just hashing out, borders and things. Yeah, need that little procedural TV show.
Yeah. Again,
once again, I would accept almost
drama. We need the counselor story.
Yep.
Yeah. We need the
a hospital, super hospital, Cape Hospital. Yeah.
Hospital.
Oh yeah.
And then I love that Yamada can't even criticize Vicky about her eating habits because we know Yamadas aren't great.
Listen, that is a hard-working woman who gets a lot done and also takes care of a lot of emotional stability for a lot of different people and as well as herself. So you know what? If sometimes she only eats a granola bar, look, slay. And also, I love her.
Look, don't girl dinner bullshit me. She needs to eat food. We saw her
a slice
back
of cheese.
all
Listen,
the
a
way
slice
back.
of cheese and a granola bar is a perfectly acceptable dinner.
Absolutely not. Not for the calories you're burning doing all that. No, you're putting that brain to work, and that thing burns more calories than the rest of your body. Absolutely not.
She does have a big brain. Let's be honest.
That's right. And she was eating pizza in a hotel room like every night.
Bless her
one
heart.
Slice of pizza. Bless her, but she needs to take better care of herself. And y'all know my biggest pet peeve is people who don't eat properly. Not like a health thing, just skipping meals. Okay? Can't do that shit.
Whoops.
That's your
I'm
biggest
just gonna
pet
high
peeve,
five my
Alan?
mic for a second.
The biggest?
I think probably since being
In hyperbole,
with me,
it's yeah.
it's gotten
She
worse.
definitely door dashes all the time, Rachel.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God, does she
She's a
DoorDash?
DoorDash
The problem is
fanatic.
she DoorDashes once a week, and that's all she eats is that one DoorDash. Because she keeps forgetting
It's
about
like
it and is like,
orange
oh,
chicken
I'll have
for
a
the rest of the
big gulp
week.
of water and an ice cube, and then I'll go to bed.
Her
Look, sometimes
is just
you forget about lunch.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Her meal prep is just she orders like 5 things from Panda Express Sunday night and then like divvies it up in containers.
Oh my God.
I would be
that
okay with
that.
that.
Would be me. That would be me.
3 square meals. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for 3 sandwiches, 7 days a week.
Egg roll for breakfast. Orange
this is
chicken
where we
for lunch.
This is where we ask HelloFresh to please sponsor us because
Yeah.
that's what she
HelloFresh,
needed. Right? That's what
proud
Yamada needed.
sponsor of the apocalypse.
Or Factor. Or whatever,
Proud sponsor of Miss Yamada, who we love and cherish.
Vic, I will get to it when it is appropriate. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
5.2.
Yep.
5.2.
5.2. Let's go. 5.2. Advanced Guard intrudes. Love Lost shows what she can do, and the center does not hold. Last part's a little bit vague, but Advanced Guard decides to. Advanced Guard, sorry, singular. They decide to pop in. And
my note is Jesus fuck Advanced Guard. Motherfuckers. Come on, man.
Yeah, the details of this specific chapter, I think, blend probably into the next one for me, so it's hard to distinguish it. But I do love Victoria's beef.
Fight with Advanced Guard, yeah.
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 I like her beef with everybody. Victoria's got beef with everybody, which is great.
I love it.
Yeah, because 5.2 is just them showing up and picking the fight.
Yeah, it's the part where Nailbiter sort of takes custody of a teenager.
Yeah.
From her parents.
Mhm.
Well, she's not really
repping.
doing anything. She's just standing there.
Just there.
Yeah, true. But I will say real quick, Nailbiter repping me and Michael's in Jacob State now, North Carolina. So
Yeah.
Good old
Carolina
Nailbiter,
villain.
North Carolina.
We love our meth heads. It's
Oh no.
We're passionate about our crack. Yeah.
This might be doing the opposite of repping
Say
us.
that. This is how we get in trouble. This is how we
Way to go, North
lose
Carolina.
HelloFresh.
Opioids are.
But hey,
our
guess what?
business.
Guess what? You're still better than South Carolina.
You will always be. Look,
I do
I
like the
wish I
thought
could
of a
argue.
I don't wanna be
HelloFresh,
here
of
either.
a HelloFresh watching this cast going, actually, they might be a good fit for our brand. Okay, never mind. And
That's exactly what's happening.
3 minutes later.
It went on.
yeah.
3
Crack.
minutes,
Way too long.
not 3 fucking minutes.
Hey, here's the
They're
thing.
like, oh,
Every
no,
minute we're
scratch
talking
them from
about
the list.
HelloFresh, we're not talking about crack.
That's true.
That's and 2+. You're right. You can't spell infamous without famous. That's true.
Hey, I wouldn't need to fight my hunger with crack if I had HelloFresh.
Mm.
Okay, but imagine is there a DoorDash service for drugs? Because if not,
There is for
Actually,
weed,
I was gonna say there is for weed actually. If you're in a state.
but I
that
really want to come
has
up with
it
some DoorDash
legalized.
ones for like crack.
right?
Hey, listen, in South Carolina, you can't even have alcohol delivered to your door. I can't even get wine delivered to me. So look, we're a long way away from
It's a backwards. It's a backwards.
whatever it is,
ass way.
nail
It's a
biters
lawless way to
Yep.
stand out there.
peddling.
I hate it.
Yeah, as William says though, my husband and I get HelloFresh, and it's still more work than Jessica has time for. And I'm like, yeah, I've done HelloFresh before.
I love HelloFresh.
I've,
HelloFresh is great.
HelloFresh is great when you can create 4 different email accounts and then get the like really cheap
Yeah, right.
bundle for 4 different weeks
Yeah.
in a row. And then
Yeah.
when you try to make a new one and you have to call them and explain why you have 4 accounts, and they're like, "Oh, it's you."
You're the one. That's
You can
amazing.
also just threaten to cancel, and they're like, "Oh no, stay. Here's more free."
Actually,
meals."
that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
That's what we did.
Anyways, wow, tangents, huh?
We got them.
HelloFresh, please sponsor us.
Let's see. Yeah, Nailbiter just waiting around. Them suiting up Ashley to go in.
Yes, I
and
liked that
talking
a
about
lot.
stuff. I liked it a lot, and it made me go, yeah, this really is just The Wire, but with capes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
God, that would be a fantastic montage in a show. That scene where they're like suiting her up, putting on her eyeliner, like just
Yeah,
like
and the
I can
needle,
see the animated montage. Yeah, and the needle going in the eyeball.
and like Aaron having to be like, "Oh, that's me. That's
Yeah.
me." I'm
Yeah,
like,
also
"Oh,
same.
I also,
can't
Aaron,
even
Aaron,
watch."
also love-
so relatable. Do I need to
Yeah.
like go
Also-
or?
yeah. I also love to Kenzie's like, okay, gonna put it in 3, 2. Oh, I forgot to turn it on.
Oh, wait 1 second. Click.
He's about
Like,
to stab
wow.
her in the eye.
I know. Ash's
I'm
like totally
still-
being unfazed by it though. I guess like being a clone, you get really used to needles.
And then I
Yeah,
would have had an
yeah.
eye patch. I'm like, positive thinking.
I mean,
Oh, what does she
honestly,
say? She's like, well, you could always like pluck my eyebrow out. And Sveta's
Eyeball.
like, oh yeah, having, what did I say?
Eyebrow.
You said eyebrow.
Yeah, no, eyeball. She's like, yeah, and Sveta's like, oh, so you can pluck an eye out, but you won't wear a wig because that might be embarrassing if it falls off during combat. Like that was to me like peak Sveta's fucking hilarious. I love her. Yeah, jokes.
Jokes.
And then we run into.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, one quick thing about 5.2 at the end. They're they're trying to decide, do we enter the fray? Do we not enter the fray? When do we jump in? And I love Victoria's like, oh, blood, PG-13, we're going in. I love it. It's like it kicks it up from a PG rating to a PG. Oh, there's blood? Okay, we got to go in now. Like, things are serious. Like, oh. I don't know. That just tickled me pink.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
yeah. They're like, okay, all right. Yeah, so we've got some fun heroes here, just named, dropping them. So Sprite is fun. He can borrow powers temporarily from people around him, which is pretty cool. But without some of the downsides, like we'll see that later. That's pretty cool. Like I'm like, oh, that's not great. And then sounds like we might be having some audio issues as well, Micah.
Yeah,
I don't know if
no.
you're seeing that in chat.
Seeing that.
It
Sorry,
might
guys.
just be us all talking at the same time.
It's very possible.
3, 2, 1. Everybody shout out your favorite long movie title. 1, 2, 3. The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I really like Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah,
Return of
okay.
the King, yeah. All
Wait,
right.
did you also say Lord of the Rings?
Who didn't?
Mm-mm.
It's a
I
trick
didn't.
question to
Yeah,
see
no,
which
I
one of
forgot.
you didn't.
That's
And
fair.
Jacob, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's because it's a book title.
I was talking about the trilogy, and you looked at the movies, and you should have known that.
It's the Return of the King.
Anyways, other heroes and villains who are
And
interesting.
Jacob, when do you ever watch one of them?
Okay, back to the podcast.
Sure. Anyways, so Sprite can borrow powers. Fun. Resound or resound. I'm not sure how he would pronounce it. Based on the emphasis, I'd say resound. But the word is resound. Resound.
Like
He
a resounding
capitalizes the
gong,
S.
right?
Well, yeah, but he capitalizes the S, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
if
that
it
sounds
was
like resound.
like a play on it.
Is this becoming like
does.
a rice
Oh.
hand?
I'm
One of
looking at it
those
right
things.
now, so I'm
Rice hand,
I don't know.
resand.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
guess.
matter.
I guess
Sound.
so.
Resound.
Anyway, so he's got
Resound.
like sound powers. That's cool. Prancer has a breaker form where he basically
Yeah.
moves really fast. He's got the antlers and he's got the gold. Prancer sounds like he's got the vibe. Like it's fantastic. Yeah, like as far as like vibes for heroes, I think he's got it down to a T. We've got Love Lost, who's got her emotion scream. So
Yeah,
that's
terrifying.
sounds awful.
Mhm.
And then some interesting powers. We'll see more in the upcoming chapter.
I was about to say, is this the one where Anxiety Chris shows up?
No, not until later.
This
is
Okay, I
just
have
like
my notes mixed up then.
Yeah. This
I
is
have-
just like they meet, they confront each other, and then the fight just begins. Love Lost, Resound hit each other. Prancer runs off. Sprite chases, and like that's all that we see so far, basically.
Well, it's because
not
Sprite,
much has happened.
like as soon as they are done talking, Sprite blitzes runs up, takes the power, and then goes off through the crowd of bad guys and all that. Yeah, pretty cool for an alleged groomer. Yeah, Prancer's still in my bad book.
You know, that's a good point. I did forget that part of him.
Thank you for reminding me, friend.
I don't think it's alleged either. I think it's
not.
pretty.
He admitted it.
He confirms it in his like weird interlude moment.
Yeah, I don't think he's beating those allegations. Much like most Minecraft YouTubers, he's not beating the allegations.
Ooh.
Prancer would have done well on Twitch.
Oh. God damn it.
We love you, YouTube. Thank you so much.
That's why we're on YouTube.
That's why we're here.
Nobody ever on YouTube has done everything questionable.
No YouTubers have ever committed a crime.
Speaking of loyalty, when
actually just a video.
When is it Nailbiter? I think it was Nailbiter said I'm loyal to Bob.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The first thing that went through my mind is I only eat at Fugly Bob's, nowhere else.
Bob's, baby.
Yeah.
Ride or die,
Fugly
Bob fan.
Regulars just call him Bob. They all know.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't until much later that I realized that was Beast of Burden.
Yeah.
But I was just like, Bob. Yep.
You know what though? In my mental canon now, I mean, Beast of Burden's not a pretty person from what I understand. So I'm in my mental canon, Beast of Burden started Fugly Bob's. That's
He is Fugly Bob. Fugly Beast of Burden.
He is the Fugly Bob.
Oh my gosh. Do you think he wears the wreckage of his old burger shack?
That's what I'm saying.
See,
his trigger event was Leviathan wrecking the burger shop.
Oh my gosh.
He was never the same again.
Nope. He swore he'd never grill again.
Never grill again. Wow.
Anyway,
after
I love
carrying
discovering
that
these kinds of
franchise
things
for
with
so
you guys.
long. All right. Yeah, let's see. Fugly Bob's. My description for this. I actually found this fight to be really boring. I fell asleep multiple times while reading it. And this gets into why I skim a lot of these fights, because they don't matter. Later on, we'll get to stuff that fights actually matter, but here they don't. It's just like, you could have been a bunch of people running around, there were some powers, that's cool. The powers and the fighting doesn't matter until, like, I think 5.4 midway through.
Yeah. I get that. And like we said at the beginning, the fight does bleed together in terms of what's actually happening when and who's fighting who. I
don't think we saw Bob's power other than he's just like a large. Did we say like a large creature thing with like a bunch of armor strapped to him?
I think so. Yeah, we'll have to. I'll skim
through centaur vibes with armor plating.
Something like that.
That was not the image I had in mind, but all right.
Once again, he could have been humanoid, but his name, just like Beast of Burden, made me think he was a giant horse.
Well, that's more Lord of Lost is what comes to mind.
And I'll be honest, I know for a fact that the first time I read this, Lord of Lost and Beast of Burden were the same person in my mind.
Well, there you go.
The blank of blank that, with the matching letters, like, I don't know what you want from me. You can't have words like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so 5.3. Advanced Guard. Wow. Rewind.
You got this. I believe you. I believe in
Advanced Guard. Caught off guard. Sveta and Victoria versus Nailbiter and Love Lost. Place your bets now.
Yeah.
It's a fight scene. The one part that's interesting here to me in terms of character development is Victoria giving the riddle, the wolf, the chicken, the corn, and the boat.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The idea of if you leave, the fact that she's saying this to Tristan is kind of crazy to me. But the fact that she's basically saying aloud, if we leave the wrong people with the wrong people,
they'll eat each other.
Worse. They'll eat each other. Yeah. But the way it's said is like, oh, she's saying it to Sveta, not Tristan. Which makes more sense.
Because
But
Tristan's what kicks it off in her mind that she's like, I don't want to leave him there like that.
Yeah, because she's leaving Tristan with Kinsey, and Chris runs off into Cedar Point. And then so she's kind of like, okay, are we making a mistake here? Are we leaving the wrong people with the wrong people? And I think too they're talking about it in terms of confrontations as well. If we send, me and Sveta to deal with Nailbiter and Love Lost, is that going to be a problem? Stuff like that. So it's a very interesting mental dynamic, especially because with Mrs. Yamada, Victoria's already basically confessed she doesn't really trust these people beyond Sveta. Like, she's really concerned about all of them. And I don't know. It's interesting though. Just it's that little seed of doubt, right? That okay, is Tristan up to more than he appears to be? Is Kinsey up to more than she appears to be? Should we be more worried about Chris than we are? He's kind of the quiet in the background. We don't need to worry about Ashley. We know she's fine. But
super well adjusted.
Although
super well adjusted. Totally peak.
She did certainly enjoy herself, didn't she? This arc.
Oh yeah, I love the yelling at one point in time. Hey, people pay us to protect this place. I don't care if we're the villains. They pay protection money so we don't blow up property.
Yeah, exactly.
The analogy was definitely lending credibility to our thought that we had last time, which just being that it definitely feels as if the group is being set up to fall at some point, and I'm not sure I like that.
When you say set up to fall,
storytelling, but
do you mean by Wildbow, or do you mean by an entity within the story?
By Wildbow specifically, but I mean also an entity probably. There's like a lot of forces at play here, but just the idea that this group is so clearly reliant on each other, but also incredibly fragile. Like, just gotta tap the glass and it's gonna shatter. So I'm very scared for all of them.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how the group dynamic would be if you lost like if Sveta was no longer in the group, let's say for some reason or another that Sveta was no longer there, would the group still hold up? And like, I don't think so, because I think Sveta's pretty an integral, maybe mother kind of character archetype in the group.
She's definitely group mom.
Yeah, she's definitely mom energy. So like, okay, so what about Tristan? Like, let's say for some reason Byron, he's done. There's nothing, and Tristan has to go. And like, well, Tristan's kind of been like calling the shots for a lot of stuff. Like if you take individual people out, like for example, if someone were to, I don't know, get murdered, not saying that they will. We lost people last time. We can lose them again. Like, what happens then? How does the group dynamic basically function or cease to function if the group dynamic as it is changes, because it feels very structurally unsound?
Yeah. I mean, like when we lost Brutus, I don't think they ever recovered.
Never.
No.
They never did. I never did. That's for sure.
There's a Brutus-sized hole in my heart.
True.
Always and forever.
But it's a good point.
We do have the confrontation ultimately up in the office with Sveta and Victoria and Sprite.
That's 5.4. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, that's 5.4. Have we not moved there yet?
Yeah, we haven't gotten there.
I forgot. We're still in the boring section. Okay, never mind.
We're in the fighting part.
Because end of 5.3.
They catch him.
Yeah, the end of 5.3 is her pointing and being like, "What the fuck?
Fuck you."
Yeah.
And that's like the very last line of 0.3.
Yeah, that's the end of 5.3. So,
but 3 is where we have Anxiety Chris. Because I do want to talk about Anxiety Chris for a second.
Okay, yeah, he does pop. I thought he popped up at the beginning of the fight and screams. Like, almost right as soon as everybody else starts
He
there.
comes in pretty quick in 5.3. He's not there immediately in 5.2 at the beginning, but
No, yeah.
yeah, he okay.
Fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
What does he do though?
Fucking
I mean, yes, he's scary, but like
horrifying.
Screams.
He's like a head with
Nick,
spider
don't
legs
look it up. I'll look
and
it up.
no cheeks.
Oh, I looked
and-
up fan art so quick.
I didn't look it up because it sounds disgusting. And he's like constantly like clawing at himself and screaming. And like all I could think of is like the most totally accurate depiction of anxiety. Creepy nails, scraping skin, spider legs, anxiety. Oh my God. Like, and just the constant screaming without breath. Just like.
There's a
Oh my
there's
God.
a creature in like one of the Gary's Mod horror games. I can't remember what it's called, but the creature, you can't kill it and it just screams and chases you until it kills you. And no matter how far you run, you just
it's the
hear
witch.
the distant. Is that what they're
Witch
called?
From Left 4 Dead.
No, oh no, but similar. But that's not what I was thinking of. But just that idea of just because you'll be playing and you just hear the distant screaming getting closer, no breaks, just running at you. And
That ain't it, man. That is not
honestly,
it for me.
That works as a power. I'm terrified.
That's truly terrifying.
Works.
I mean, what is it? Roll intimidation? Yeah, I'm a giant head with spider legs, and I scream without taking a breath. Like, nat 20. Come on.
Was this creeping anxiety, or was this?
It's
mad
mad anxiety.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just read the description of it for you. So we get the
Please.
full horror.
It's
A horrible
horror.
screaming face, taller than the average person, and twice as wide.
Mm-hmm.
Completely cheekless.
Yeah.
The lower jaw is attached to the rest of the face, the way an insect is attached to a thorax. Innumerable legs that look to be made out of pure muscle provide locomotion, while a few claw at his face, which gives like strong like centipede vibes. Something similar to creeping anxiety, which is mentioned before.
Huh.
A strong giant like mouth thing,
horrid,
powered by like on the body of a centipede is kind of the vibe I get.
How do you get no cheeks? Just like mouth?
You literally top and bottom,
Yeah.
It'd be like I guess it'd be like you cut it off here, like at the skull, and then you've got the teeth here, right?
Very C-shaped.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Fascinating. I think there's an artist I've seen who did a series of mental disorders as monsters, and it kind of reminds me of that, his power. I almost wonder if it was inspired. I don't know the timing on when it happened versus when this was written. Like Chris inspired by that artist series, but it's very disturbing art. Like they're disturbing monsters. Yeah,
it's really cool, but it is disturbing.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Yeah, how would a PRT? Fran asks, I wonder how a PRT PR guy would deal with Chris's public image.
You just don't show him.
You know what?
Just keep him in the wings.
Yep. What you do, you know what you do with Chris actually. You set up the fact that he's got a twin brother who's like a rogue, right? So whenever you really need one of Chris's negative forms, you're like, oh, that's his twin brother.
Yeah. Evil twin.
And then you just hopefully, nobody questions why they never appear in the same room together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess, okay, here's my question, though. Obviously intimidating, terrifying to look at. What does he do, though? Like, like...
Nick, I gotta be...
the thing is, here's my reason why, right? He screams. Yes, he screams. I get that. He screams. He screams, I scream, we all scream. Yeah, it's great.
With no cheeks.
I think my question is... Like, this is a world with heroes with incredible powers who've seen the most horrifying things. Something gross isn't going to stop them from doing what they're doing. Like, I just want to know what powers does this thing have? Because I know his other form had powers. So that's what I'm more curious about, is like, what does it do? Like, that's what I want to know.
Because he's ahead. So, Nick, let me explain to you. Let me explain. So, because he's ahead, and he has no lungs, he doesn't have to breathe. So, he just, like, screams.
Right. Very annoying.
Forever.
Right.
That's it. And think about it this way. Think about it this way. Hold on, I'm not done. Think about it this way. You got a giant head coming coming straight at you, screaming nonstop. You've never seen it before. Your assumption is not, yes, it screams. Your assumption is, what the fuck is that scream doing to me?
Sure,
you know
yeah, I mean, I get
You know who else screams a lot? Well,
I suppose that's
true.
But
the simmer, like, you have no clue. Like, we see it later on with the glowing orbs. Like, people don't want to touch it because they don't know what the fuck it is. Like, if they've never seen this power before.
Also, I gotta imagine, like, a loud scream. Like, it's not just annoying, it's debilitating. Like,
I guess my question is not so much like, this is useless. It's more of the sense of, what else does this do? Like, I'm just curious, because all he kind of does, he runs in, screams, and then leaves. Like, that's all we see him do.
It does not elaborate.
I'm like, okay, runs in, screams, doesn't elaborate, leaves.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm kind of with Nick a little bit.
Same.
Like, if I can,
I'm just curious. I'm like,
I'm gonna view life a lot different. Yeah.
What can he do?
If I've got powers that can kill somebody, then I'm gonna view things a lot differently than me dealing with this screaming monster. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I
mean, maybe there's more to it that we'll find out later, but like, I don't know. I feel like Chris is the one that we really haven't seen a lot from yet, so we don't really know. And we haven't seen all of his forms. We've only seen, like, what? Is this the second one?
This is
the second form?
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, true. I mean, he's the one that's still a big old question mark on the whiteboard of life. On the whiteboard of board. It's, I mean, so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Also, as chat has reminded me to tell you guys, stop looking things up.
Oh, I'm not looking.
I didn't look up anything. It was just Jacob.
Stop looking things up. You just gotta stop.
The bus.
You know, sometimes I look at you guys, and we all say, "Yeah, hey, chat, stop spoilers." You know, but this is the one time chat gets to turn and say, "Hey, Brockton Bay Book Club, no spoilers."
No worries.
Yeah,
I don't even look at the YouTube chat during these things. So.
Oh, I have it up right now, but.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
The other, in terms of other powers that I thought were fascinating, nail biters not. Yeah, tease in chat for Tabitha. Not so much in that it's like super unique or anything. What I thought was kind of cool about it though is that she can make her like fingers and her nails so thin, like the depth perception gets difficult where you can't tell how fast it's coming at you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool. Like I was like, the fact that she can be so thin is like, yeah.
I'll tell you right now, that's how I've poked myself in the eye. Basically every time. Why I probably need to wear glasses is because I've been like picking up sticks or like literally looking down to like inspect a tree, and I like lean forward and just like gouge my eye with like the thinnest little stick, and you can't see where it is because it's just a pinprick when you're looking at it.
That definitely sounds like a personal problem, Alan. You should get your eyes checked out.
Yeah.
He has multiple times. He has glasses. He wears glasses now because of this shit.
There you go. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Jacob?
No, it reminded me of Lust from Fullmetal Alchemist. The being able to extend the super long, sort of pointy fingers. A little different, but that same kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting very, very creepy.
No, the one I was thinking of is the dude from My Hero Academia, Moonfish. That has all the teeth. I think has all the teeth that comes out and can like stand up and like spider around on them.
Oh.
I think that was after I stopped watching.
Yeah. It's. I
Ugh,
feel like it's in
more
the like
reasons to
second
not.
season. It's one of the first encounters they have. He's a really
Oh,
creepy.
I see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I? Is that the one I'm
It's
thinking
his
of?
teeth. He can
Yeah.
kind of like
Ugh,
Nailbiter, actually. Yeah, it's his
No,
no.
that's
teeth that
what
he
I'm
can
saying.
see
Is when
in.
I think Nailbiter,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
this character. So
Anything that
Yeah.
has spindly leg type things, I don't
Not a fan of
jive with
the many
actually,
legs.
at all. Yeah.
Too
Here's the thing:
many
if
legs.
I can choose not to, I won't. Speaking of which, Alan, I'm gonna need you to kill a cockroach later for me. So
Cool.
strapped
Also,
under a cup.
for those of you playing bingo,
Is that a baby? Is it a
That is a-
baby?
that is a baby. Is a
Is it a
baby
little
boy.
baby?
Beckford.
Is it a little? Oh, I saw his head move.
Little
Little
goofy
Lord
boy.
Beckinghamshire.
Little goofy baby boy. Goof. Mark that
He's
on your
so
bingo
dark.
sheet.
He blends in.
Blade Tooth. Thank you, patrons in Discord.
Guys are the best.
5.4.
5.4. I think we're good. They finally catch up to Sprite.
Oh, we got a bingo already.
Whoa!
Ooh.
What?
Dang. That's impressive.
Y'all,
I mean,
so
we've been
freaking
yapping.
fast.
We've been yapping, so.
We have.
We got important things to say. It's been
Oh,
a
shoot.
firecracker of an arc.
Fuck Sprite. This is going to go badly, right? Off-screen child cat distraction. Fucking
Hey,
advance
Oh, a
card.
child.
Yep.
Well done. Well
I
done.
caught that, Chang.
Very nice.
That's
Wow.
fair.
Not this
quick.
time. Let's go.
Not tonight.
Woo.
No, not tonight.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Well done.
You have him locked in the basement, Nick?
Yes. I was trying to think of a follow-up to that, but honestly,
Yeah.
I felt
Yes.
bad saying that, so I
Yes.
was like, you know what? No, I can't.
It's
No,
like Nick
they're
would never.
fine.
He's
Where
too
is
good of a
he?
parent.
Don't even have a basement.
That's true.
Doesn't even have
That's what they all
children.
say.
They've all been.
Did you say that's what they all say?
What they all say. True.
The old
Oh, so they're
saying,
in the
if you
crawl
love
space.
something, set it free. So that's why I don't love the
Love the girls.
This is
in my basement. I only
just
appreciate them. Yep. Yep.
Oh.
I've used that one too many
What's
times,
that?
and you get weird looks after about the fourth
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
saying it. People start
There's,
going,
every time though.
"Dude, do you?"
There's this meme I've seen. Just speaking of bad, terrible joke tangents, this meme I've seen. It's
Sorry, guys.
Olaf looking at the sunset. I'm pretty sure I've sent it to Jacob at least before, where it's just Olaf looking at the sunset, going, "Wow, you did it!" And the caption's just, "When the last kid who ate all the other kids realizes the door is unlocked the whole time."
504. Nick, please.
All right, 5.4. Sprite gets caught between two angry ladies and coughs up some explanations. Things come to a tipping point.
Oh my!
Oh no, such a horrible scenario to be
no.
caught between two angry women.
Two angry, beautiful women. What'll I do?
I'll use their powers better than they can.
Exactly.
Fucking best.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch, Sprite.
That was a little obnoxious. A little bit more than a little bit obnoxious when he's like, oh, look at me and my tendrils. And I'm like, look, listen, Sveta has worked hard, okay? You don't get to just like bust those out.
Which I love the balance of, he's like, you've got some interesting powers, looking at Sveta, and she's like, I don't think you want to, you like, I don't know what's going to happen if you take mine. But then he does, and he's like, it's fine. And it's just the...
Oh, what's lacking is the trauma.
What's lacking is the fact that you have more than a head and tendrils. You know, you've got a body. Oh.
Do we get the impression that that's what the power was supposed to be before being all Case 53'd?
For sure.
Like,
probably. Oh,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
You were just gonna be like Elastigirl, just.
Yeah.
I would imagine it was kind of like a changer for him. Probably is what it was meant to be.
Probably.
Yeah,
you
something
know?
like that.
Like the idea of like she could
ripped and
become Yeah, she could become the tendril thing, but then become a normal human again. But case 53 will case 53.
Ripped asunder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then grabbing Vicky's wretch, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was. Ooh, what a good. What a great. What an excellent way to bring that up for Sveta to be like, excuse yourself? Say what now? Oh, oof, that was good.
Also, Rachel, that's a fantastic one. His trigger was that he watched a cape that wasn't using their powers correctly so poorly that it frustrated so much he got triggered.
Which honestly,
no, just let me do it. Just let me do it.
Is exactly how Alan will trigger eventually.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All y'all motherfuckers are gonna make me trigger. I'm about to trigger the worms.
You're doing it wrong. Give me that. Just
give me that power. Give me that power right now. Give me the chat. I'll be the patron now. No, I love all the subterfuge we got going on, and then, like I said, Sprite just instantly getting the powers, having a hang of them right in front of them without all the trauma. And I've got to imagine that's what everybody who found out about Cauldron Vial capes felt like. It's like, oh, we just get powers with no trauma? Oh, that must be super sweet.
That must be so nice.
You don't have to relive the worst day of your life every time you use your power and think about it? Oh, wow. Like Vicky doesn't even have, like, her first traumatic event was like getting embarrassed playing sports. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then she has what is the equivalent of the trigger event that we treat it as, of the wretch. Like, every time she has to use her power, she has to think about that. Like, and he's just like, hands. You know what? I don't want those. I just want to fly. Woo!
Bastard.
Which, once again, I love him. He's great. He's fantastic. Nothing wrong with him. It just it hurts to see people, just flaunt excellence. But that's not his fault.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
It's true. It's true. If you've ever experienced getting into a hobby and then introducing a friend to it and immediately they're better than you, like that's that feeling, I imagine, of like, or like you're into a video game, you're like, oh man, I've been playing like Halo for years. Hey, you should play sometime. Like, yeah, I've played a few shooter games. Pick up a controller, immediately wipes you, and you're like, my whole life is a lie.
My whole life. My whole life. Literally. No, that was literally my sister playing video games. I put a controller in her hand. She'd never played before, and she played Bioshock Infinite in one weekend when I had struggled over it for weeks, and I was like, you know what? I think I hate you. I love you, but I think I hate you, man. And she never picked up another video game again. That was it. She won and she was done.
It's my younger sister in Boggle, the game Boggle. Ever since she was like, Boggle. Listen, because I and my family, and most members of my family, we fancy ourselves word people. And so we're like, oh, this will be a nice family game for all of us. We're all pretty evenly matched. And we're all like, oh, how many points did you get, Nick? Oh, I got 15. How many did you get, Zach? Oh, I got 12. How many did you get, Kimba? I got 37. Okay, we can't play Boggle with you, Kimba.
Never playing Boggle with Kimba ever again.
God, I love Boggle.
Oh, man.
It's a great game. I still love it, but I can't play it with her.
Like trying to play any game with Alan.
I do just want to point out Rachel saying, if I got dunked on by a 7th grader in front of my family, I would trigger too.
Yeah. I'll be honest, all I can imagine is like from the Boondocks cartoon where he talks about like, I used to play in the NBA, and he's like, were you famous? He was like, kind of. I was the dude who got like, teabagged on when like Shaquille O'Neal or somebody like dunked on it. Oh, like that famous photo. And it's like, him dunking, and below is just the guy just like crotch all in his face. It's like, you were that dude. Yeah, I had a career.
Yep. Okay, can we talk a little bit about Mayday's power? What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is? Okay, so all I'm imagining is this. He's literally like, it's coming. Like it's like Meteor from like D&D or Final Fantasy or something, or like or like Fire Emblem.
I
Where
want
you're
it
just like
to come down like this. And
that guy over there. Fuck him up,
right there. Do this.
But he's got to do the like and go.
Yeah, because at one point he's like each version of his like hand signal does a different thing when it lands, and it like.
But the way Victoria describes it is like it starts on the horizon, like way back there.
That's so.
Where is it coming from? Like truly,
where's it going?
Why does it have
all
to come
an
from the
illusion?
horizon?
Yeah, like what the heck? Also, I imagine he's like standing there, but like for dramatic effect, he's like doing the. And it's just like he's whistling louder and louder and louder to indicate that like, oh, it's coming, oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's gonna get you. Oh, it's gonna get you. And they don't avoid it because it's the size of a house.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why I made this connection. Is like it's a Mayday based off of Mayday Parade, and he's bringing them the horizon. and it burns red like August.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to come up with a connection.
It was good.
Like, here's the thing.
My
We
favorite.
appreciate it.
Who gives a shit about the Nailbiter Love Lost Victoria mashup? Because the best fight going down is the Moose versus Shortcut showdown.
The Moose
Remind me.
Shortcut. Yeah, remind me too.
I did skim that.
It's a brief mention, but in terms of matchups, I just want Moose to wipe the floor with Shortcut, because Shortcut is that asshole from Advanced Guard. It's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
Who like ripples the ground everywhere he goes.
I'm trying to remember what he does. I do not remember him.
Tell us
like,
what happens, because we can't remember.
Okay, so the fight really doesn't matter
Everybody
because
thinks
nothing
after
comes
it,
of
but I
it. But
can't
like I heard that those two were facing off against each other. He like rolls around, and as he moves, like the ground ripples, and he can like move really fast because of that. And like, yeah, he's a mover. It doesn't matter because I wanted Moose to beat him to death. Because Moose is the nice villain versus the asshole shit hero. Like Shortguard's bad at what he does, but he's on the hero side, so whoop-de-fucking do.
Yeah.
Whereas Moose is just a good boy, and deserves.
Oh, we'll get to Moose. We'll get to Moose. I've got 3 bullet points about
Moose. And then he like takes off. She's like sorry about.
Whoa, you're a whole chapter ahead, bud.
I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
Hold on. Hold your moose horses. Okay. Hold your mooses.
Hold your
nieces.
Bernard says
my moose knuckles is what was that?
Hold all the nieces.
Ew.
Okay.
Bernard says that the fireball. I mean the projectile comes from a different dimension.
And the dimension's always over the horizon.
It's always over there.
It's always over there.
It's like how my dad's in a different dimension that's always 2 weeks from now. He'll show back up. That's what he told me.
Womp womp. The other thing I think of with that is the really random reference that just came to mind. But the intro to the fight with Radon from Elden Ring, where you enter this like massive field and you look up and there's just a meteor coming down at you, and that's the boss coming at you.
No,
it's just
I think I just lay down and
die.
God damn.
And then like he'll do this thing, if I recall it correctly, he'll do that thing basically where like he disappears and you're like, where'd he go? And then you just see the meteor coming at you again.
I was definitely envisioning a lot of Super Smash Bros. Like items and Pokemon, where it's like you can see the giant like, and everybody's got to avoid it.
Yep.
Just the moon from Majora's Mask flying down. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
We've got some other funny characters who come up here. They try to call a ceasefire because they're like, they talk to Mayday and they're like, look, you guys were set up. You shouldn't be here. Try to call a ceasefire. Prancer's like, no, we can beat you guys. Oh,
Alan.
lost Alan.
Oh no!
gone.
I will say our
right.
internet is being a little glitchy, so I'm wondering if the audio glitches that we've had so far this evening are on mine and Alan's end.
I think it's on my end because I also get muted in my ears when it happens, so I think it's something I need to look into.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Nope.
There goes Hannah too. Oh shoot! The cutout. That was crazy.
Whoops.
Live television, folks.
That's funny. Our first.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
First real technical difficulty.
In the meantime, I'll sing you a song of my people.
Okay.
You are a word family if that's the song of your people.
You
know what I was
you were
listening
you
to?
were a game show child, weren't you? Did you watch game
a
shows?
little bit. I was really into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
There we go.
That
Yeah,
one's hard to do. The song for that one though. The
Dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Hannah's working it out. I was listening to the Secret of Monkey Island soundtrack this morning for no reason because I don't know if you listened to it in years, but holy crap, it slapped so much. So good.
I really want to go back and play the original.
I also do. Actually,
I
was thinking
rented
about
it from a
streaming that.
Blockbuster, and I never got to play the original because I wanted. They did that like sequel one that they just put out,
There's actually
and
several.
I really wanted to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to play them, but need to start with the first. So
I might honestly play that and stream it. So if anyone's interested, keep an eye out.
I will say the Expedition 33 soundtrack is just fire.
Well, free on Game Pass.
She's
so I
back.
might hit that up when I have a free moment. Oh wait.
Don't worry, guys. I'm back.
wait.
Chat,
Hey,
don't worry.
back.
I've returned.
Yay! Okay.
I know you
Where
need
were
me to keep this podcast semi-sane as the only
That's the
girly
Sveta
pop.
group.
We
As
were
the-
already talking about old video games, so you're right. We needed you.
I'm glad I
You
could
run
be
off.
here.
Run off so quickly.
Oh, we have another
Where-
bingo.
Oh, shit.
Another bingo.
Yeah, and it
Bingy.
looks like bingo is Moose Love, fucking advance card, cat on screen, and criticizing
Ah.
Wild Bill's writing.
Moose.
Listen.
Well, look.
Let's give him a let's go. Give him a let's go.
Let's
5.5.
There we go. Congratulations.
5.5.
Yeah, so we've just a couple other random heroes mentioned by name. Crested, Blue Stocking. Crested can make shields out of things. She has a fan. This is the description, by the way, real quick, this is the description of Beasts of Burden. I kind of get the Centaur thing now, rereading it. He's the leader of the violent clique. The armor he wore was steel, and it looked like slabs had been cut off of tank armor. Helmet blended into body armor, so broad and heavy it didn't leave a hint of a neck. The helmet had bull's horns longer and thicker around than my leg, and only slits for eye holes.
Yeah.
Somebody said it earlier, and it does kind of remind me of like a cooler version of Juggernaut from X-Men.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
what they said in chat. It did. And
Yep.
yeah,
And I can
absolutely
agree
is.
with that. All right, 5.5. Advanced
Wait.
guard goes. Sorry. Go
I'm
on.
sorry. Do we want to talk about Sveta and
Oh, yeah. go
Sveta
ahead.
and Victoria finally having the conversation about the wretch? Or I
Oh,
mean, we
is
kind of
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
5.4?
that's here.
Yeah, that is.
yeah, that's here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good moment. Very good moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what led up to it. Yeah, I'll be honest, that felt really weird to me. Like I get what led up to it. I just didn't get that actually mattered. So I was
Wait,
kind
what do you mean?
confused.
What do you mean?
Like as I'm reading through, it essentially goes like this for me. They are there with Sprite. They go out. Things happen. All of a sudden, they're in the air, and they're like, you want to tell me about that wretch thing?
Oh.
And she's like, hold on, give me a minute. I need to think. Talk to me, Vicky. And I'm like, okay, both of y'all need to like chill the fuck out. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, remember, because it's both that Sprite grabs the wretch, which Sveta notices, but it's also building off of because earlier when Victoria had to drop her because she was afraid of hurting her, and that whole bit where Sveta was like, "You can't just do that. What's going on here?" So it was a little bit of a buildup of those two things.
Yeah,
sort of...
it just that just felt like a lot from Sveta for some. And I get that I've encountered people where that is the reaction to what just happened there. Just for me, I was like, it's the heat of battle. Things happen. I just, we are in the middle of a giant fight. I didn't think that was the time to bring things up.
Yeah.
Timing wise, I can see that it was a tad out of place, but I did really like the conversation.
Yeah, I like that they do take a beat, and like Sveta basically climbs up Victoria to give her a hug, which is like, oh, gosh, I love Sveta so much. She's so sweet, such a good friend.
I'm just saying, in our fear that someone could die, Sveta would be the most painful, which is why I'm afraid.
I'm always afraid. Because here's the thing: if we lost, I don't even want to think about it. I immediately felt like that tingle you get behind your eyes when you feel like you might cry. Oh, because we wouldn't just lose Sveta, we'd lose Weld in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think about our baby boy.
I know we got to talk about him in a couple chapters, so we'll come back.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sveta's great. Sveta is great.
Yeah.
All right. 5.5 time or
let's do it.
All right. 5.5. Advanced guard goes in reverse in a fighting retreat. The future is laid out for everyone, and later the team watches as old adversaries return. And also, I see more support for the Moose X Vicky fanfic. The brief mention where she's like, I don't want to make his mom cry again. I'm like, yeah.
And he's so much hotter now. He's takes off a little mask.
I love I know the scar. Oh my god.
Like every ship is possible. You have a bay full of these ships, and any one of them could set sail. Now, are some of these even boats? No. They're not even in the water. This one, for instance, the thirst trapping isn't even technically.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll stop it there.
No. You keep that going. We've never. How much further does it actually go?
I don't think we've actually heard the full thing in a while.
It's pretty long, but we get the idea.
Next time we run it out.
Okay, next time, yeah.
No, but yeah, it even says she's like, I apologize, I'm sorry, I whoopsie, my bad. And he's like, it's all right, I did get a girl say it was pretty cool looking, but it did make my mom cry to hear about it.
I wrote Moose flirting is my new favorite thing. Let's win him over. I ship it. And then the quote, I didn't want to make his mom cry anymore. And I just wrote, bah. I love it so much. I ship it.
He would flip so fast. He would not even be that much of a problem for him.
All the boat emojis in chat.
He literally is just there because he's like a boy toy for Velvet.
Velvet.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like he could be won over.
Literally, it's just the community he's in. He's just chill wherever.
Build a new community. Yeah. Join the good side. Be hot with us.
Right. Be hot over here.
A little out of place. I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5.5, but I guess it was 5.4. My favorite quote of what we've read of the 7 chapters here was I just had it pulled up. There it is. It's when the two teams are looking at each other, squaring up, and then just Anxiety Chris was in the distant background, perhaps a block away, screaming.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh, I love it. Yes, Rachel, that is correct. Rachel says in chat, Moose is the type of guy who would treat you right. That is 100% correct. Ooh,
even when he's like,
you can't.
Even when he's like, what?
What was that? Is that me?
It was Hannah yelling "smash" in the distance. Sorry.
Yeah. Do it again. Hit it one more time, Michael. Hit it one more time.
It might be too loud.
Smash! I love it. Clips out in the middle.
That's fantastic. Yeah, no, I do love with Moose too, in his interlude with Prancer and Velvet, where, Prancer's like, me and Velvet were kind of together, and Moose is like, in what way? Because, like, I gotta be honest, man, I've slept with her. He's like, oh, I know, it's cool. He's like, it's cool. And he's like, oh, good, because I was like,
I fucked her.
I just imagine Prancer's like, I was there, Moose. Like,
I was in the corner.
In the executive cuck chair. With the desk.
You gotta have that.
Yeah.
Good Lord. No, not my desk.
With your memo pad.
Yeah.
It's just the legal pad with the yellow paper and the lines.
Oh no.
Anyway, 5.5.
5.5.
We're
on the
5.5.
other hand of we're on 5.5. On the other hand of heroes or villains who I don't like, side piece.
Cat. Yep. Yeah. Real skinny bitch.
Like, does she regrow them? Like, I hope she does.
One would like to believe, and isn't just I know column connecting, fucking a bottom half to a top half is what it feels like.
Yeah. Talk about like a demented Bomberman. Like, I'm gonna just grab a rib and yuck.
Chuck it.
And it all just explodes.
That's horrifying. We've got Bitter Pill as well in there. She was in the last one more. About how she's got like zombies. I don't really understand her thing.
Yeah, because she's got a couple things. One, at point they show that Moose is actually foaming at the mouth a little, probably because of some ability or some tinker medicine maybe that she can hand out to people, and so like she can do it to buff people, and they keep, I guess, generally sane. But she also has just straight up zombie innocent people, I assume, that she has treated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do, as Bernard says, between side piece, nail biter, and kitchen sink, we got a lot of things flying through the air right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just, like, outside of the context of the goriness of Worm, the concept of the power is hilarious to me, of like, what's your power?
Yeah.
Oh, I rip my own ribs out and throw them at people, and then they explode.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
like the guns in Borderlands where you chuck and they turn into grenades when you run out of ammo, and they just explode. Except it's your own ribs. I love it.
Also, in terms of lines that like kind of hit me with a blindside, where Victoria's like trying to position everybody so they're inside of Capricorn's moats, and she calls out the signal. She goes, "Capricorn," I called out. Okay, I heard him say a distance away, like not got it, not on it, like okay,
just okay.
All right.
Way to bring the energy, Tristan.
Yeah.
No, don't talk bad about my boy. I love Tristan.
And I don't know that it was meant to be like read as like sarcastic or like nonchalant, but just the word "okay" is so like, all right.
I mean, he probably was like, okay, but
yeah,
can't.
But, like in my head, all I hear is
like, okay.
He's like, "Capricorn, go," and he's like, eh.
It's like when you're ready for like a full girl magic girl transformation, and it's just like poof. And it's just the same outfit, except like maybe with a mask on and like a wand.
It's the energy of the release of Kraken.
Red.
but hey guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is Capricorn red, right? Red's got the orange
Capricorn
notes
red.
and he solidifies them. Yep.
Yep,
So
yep.
it is Tristan. It is the excitable one. Which is why it's funnier to me, where he's just like, yeah.
Okay.
Can do, Chief.
Very well.
I love that Victoria calls them the therapy team because we don't have a name yet.
Well, now we do. Team therapy.
Therapy team, assemble!
Team therapy. Yep.
I love it.
I still
love
like
it so much.
Yamada's Angels is my vote.
Yamada's
See,
Angels
it's-
pretty fantastic.
Instead of Yamada's Angels is good. I just thought of one. Instead of like trauma response team, they're the response to trauma team.
Response to trauma team. I kind of dig it.
Or just response of trauma. So,
Response of trauma team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just trauma
Oh.
traumaed team.
Trauma
or
team?
It's still trauma response team, but they're just the trauma.
They're the
They are the trauma.
Oh no.
They'll be the traumatizers.
We
instead
bring
of
the trauma.
traumatizees this time.
We bring the
Suicide
trauma in our
watch?
house.
Fran says suicide watch in the chat, and Bernard said misfit toys. I like both of those a lot, actually. They're both fantastic. Suicide watch makes me really sad. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Oh god.
Good though. Good though.
I like the idea of misfits though. Like that's kind of fun. Like we had the Undersiders and now we have the misfits. Like I could get behind a name like that. That could be
They
fun.
call them team therapy, which I know is what they call them, Rachel. It's just, I don't know. It seems kind of, I guess as a placeholder, it works. I like group
Yeah,
therapy
yeah.
personally.
The group
Therapy's
therapy.
fun.
Group therapy. Yeah.
Um,
That's good.
It's like,
Yeah.
here's the thing though, group therapy would be a great name if they were like a group of small villains, but as a group of small heroes, it's like, I don't know if that's a message you want to send.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, positive mental health. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
working towards a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Working real hard.
Let's see. Sprite is only cooler in this chapter. Especially when they're
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Sprite, like, you're usually more of a rascal than this. He's like, I don't know what to say. I heard two pretty women, you know? They
Yeah.
can tell me to do anything. They're like, you never act this way around us. He's like,
Anyways, it's so funny.
everybody knows that he's full of shit then because the little Mayday walks up and goes, pat, 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 pat. Uh-huh. Throws him a
sure.
notebook like,
Uh-huh.
you didn't get anything? You didn't get anything?
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
a shit
that's
when
great.
we all know it. And
I
that's
actually
why
I really do
Sprite
like
is-
Sprite. I really do
Sprite's
like
fun.
Sprite. He's funny.
Yeah. What
Hey,
do we
Ricky, wanna fuck? Nah, not right now. Cool. Like, okay. Basically how that first interaction went.
Yep.
wait?
Yep. Because that was Sprite back at the.
When they're
Wait,
at
is this the
military.
same guy?
Yeah, the military thing. He was sitting there. He's like, "Hey, how
Oh
do you
my
relieve
God.
stress?
Are you
want to
fucking
relieve? You want to do
kidding
some
me?
training together later?" Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "Not what I'm looking for."
Alright.
He's like, "Okay."
All right. Look, I didn't make that connection because
And
who
he-
the fuck remembers that
Yeah,
guy?
and
when
then
he
his
had
teammates
people
like
turning
trying
into
to like
trees?
dissuade him, and he's like flirting. He's like, "I will
Oh, no.
touch you." Anyway,
fucking
girl, how's
hilarious.
it going?
I'd date him. Hell yeah.
And that is
That's
why
fantastic.
the fuck Sprite is one box on the thing because we knew it would be covered.
Fuck Sprite / fuck Sprite. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Mhm.
And then since you don't chat, you don't get to count this as a bingo, okay? Because I have to point it out. Did anybody notice who the healer was?
That's funny. I remember
I feel
there.
like that came up.
I
do
mean, it's
remember their
mentioned,
name.
and I
I'm trying to
remember, but
their name.
I didn't know who it was.
Hang on. Hang on.
She
I'm
mentions
gonna-
it that it's rare that there are like healer. Oh, Bernard just said Sprite versus Moose, and I don't like having to pick. So
Ooh.
Both.
I mean,
with the
smash.
healer,
Yeah.
both
who
please.
the healer was.
double smash.
So I'll give you a hint. It's the healers are very rare in this universe, as we all know.
Okay, is it the
and
one
their
who
power involves
she's
flickering.
fucking blind? Is it that one?
Who is that?
Oh,
Hold on, give me a
Scapegoat.
Scapegoat. Yeah,
It is
Scapegoat.
right?
Scapegoat. That is
I
correct.
knew it was goat.
Scapegoat.
I knew it wasn't
Does he have a different name?
Rachel.
They don't mention his name. They just
They
say
don't
it's a
name him.
healer
That's
who's
right.
who is sitting there and they're flickering in and out of like existence,
That's right.
kind of.
Yeah.
The person
Yeah.
who they're touching.
Also,
Oh.
Bernard.
Rachel?
Bernard
both
said
please.
Sprite,
Smash.
Sprite versus.
Yeah.
Bernard,
both
Bernard
please.
says Sprite
Smash.
versus. Try to talk, Michael.
I'm just doing my job.
Thank you.
So, Rachel, I got two hands. Is that
Rachel
what you
said, "I
said?
got two hands."
Yeah, I
no
was
need
trying to get to
choose.
Rachel saying, "I got two hands, no need to choose."
Oh yeah,
That's
Rachel.
right. That's right.
Me and Rachel, we're on the same
Rachel
track.
thinking the right things.
Rachel knows. Me and Rachel, we know. Heck yeah.
Why be limited? Yeah. And then we move on from there to to our friends on the reunion tour.
Hold on.
What?
Before we get to that, Mayday and Looksee have a little moment, and we get a little bit more information about Looksee. We cannot miss this.
No, this
Talking
was a
about
big
Kenzie's
deal.
backstory.
I was gonna
This was
say I
some
wanted
more
to bring that up
information.
too. There's a couple more things I wanted to bring up with this.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't rush ahead,
Let's
Alan.
do it.
We still got things to talk about.
Kenzie, listen, I know you're a child. Although part of me is like, now, is she just projecting herself as young? Is she actually older?
I
hope-
don't know. I've been wondering the same kind of things. Like if the Kenzie we see is an avatar. Like I'm not 100% certain.
It's yeah.
You know?
But if not, it's still not great, Kenzie. You're a child, but
Yeah,
come on.
the
You've heard of child
photoshopping-
predators before, but have you heard of child
Child
predators?
predators? Yeah. The photoshopping yourself into pictures of somebody and making them look so realistic that this person is like not getting a promotion and in fact being investigated because of said pictures. Like that is some like next level. So when stuff was first coming out about Kenzie, and I kind of had this moment where I was like, okay, well that's a little creepy and it's a little, clingy, but like we've all had that camp kid that's a little clingy, and they're clingy, but they're ultimately harmless. And so I kind of had this like, I don't know if I am seeing if this is as bad as everyone is reacting that it is. That made no sense. Basically, is everyone overreacting? Because this feels like not worth all of it. And this is like showing us even more where I'm like, whoa, okay. And then also sat in the bathroom for 20 minutes because she wanted to talk to you alone. Is in total silence while you're trying to take a poop. She's sitting in there waiting for you to come out. That is weird. And like with her with the camera thing, it's just her creep factor has gone up exponentially here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's crazy that this was all written, how old, what's Ward, 7 years old ish, 8, something like that. Ward came out. And
also Rachel, nobody has defended Kenzie. Nobody's defending Kenzie, so I'm not going to count that one.
yeah, no, not
Not
defending her. Creeped out a little, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But
Defending
just
her
now
less and
with how prevalent AI images are and how scary that's getting, like
Yes,
this feels a little eerily foreshadowing for when
Mhm.
it came out, which is
For
kind of
sure.
crazy. Yeah. But also,
yeah, I mean,
she's so
go
much
ahead,
more
Jacob.
dangerous. No, I was just gonna say she's so much more dangerous than we're giving her credit for. Like, I
think
mean, in incompetent older hands, like who's not thinking like a child, like my goodness, her
Yeah.
power is terrifying.
It's
when you really think about
funny. I almost mentally think of her in the same category as Tattletale, actually. So Tattletale, she has all this information. She's like kind of scary smart to where you're like, oh shit, you really don't want to be on her bad side. But like that same thing, like if Kenzie grows up a little bit more, realizes just how much power she holds, she could just
Yeah.
destroy so many people if she wanted to. Like, if she just wanted to just blackmail the shit out of everyone that ever lived, she could and have no issues doing it. Like, ooh.
I think too, part of what's frustrating in this scene for me, and in a weird way, her being so like, yeah, don't, like, I did bad stuff, it's okay, you can let them tell you, and her kind of being like, ugh, so embarrassing, I'm so sorry. I don't know if that's the tone she's taking, but
Yeah, that's how I
it
read it.
feels like an extra level of frustrating, where it's this, not only are you ruining my life, but societally, I don't have permission to be mad at you because you're a child and you act like a child. You're not, at least for all intents and purposes, we don't know. You're not seeming to do this out of malice. You're simply doing it because you don't know better. You're not aware of social boundaries. And that's where it feels like,
Right.
I can imagine that's extra frustrating, where it's like, no, I'm not doing something wrong. She's literally photoshopping me in pictures, but you won't believe me because she's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that certain element of even her being like, oh, it's so embarrassing. Like, does she even understand how creepy it is, the behavior? Because, like, it's almost like she only sees it as creepy because it was an embarrassment that this all came out, and like her private photos were, leaked. They're not really private. Well, I mean, they were, but they were photoshopped, just like this idea of like, oh, so embarrassing. Like, do you not see, like, I wonder if she sees it as a problem, or if she sees this as like, well, it was only a problem because I got caught. It was only a problem because they blew it out of proportion.
Exactly.
Like, that, does she see how inherently this is a problem? And truthfully, as Bernard just said in chat, I don't think she does. I don't think she does. I think she's just kind of like, oh, oopsie, sorry, I messed up, guys, but don't worry, I'm fixing it. Like,
Yeah. And I actually just watched a video essay on the wonderful topic of family vlogs and child exploitation. And fortunately or unfortunately, I would say fortunately, when there's an accusation of a child being taken advantage of by an adult, that should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And so I imagine but it's one of those things where if you don't know the pattern, you just see this kid, oh, this kid just got transferred, had some issues with her old team. You don't know the story, you don't know the pattern. She does the exact same thing again, and then you finally talk to everybody. You're like, wait a second, this kid's been causing problems for everybody. What is wrong with them? Like,
yeah.
It's sad.
Bernard points out.
It's either. Go ahead.
Finish your thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to me, it's sad that either, like we've guessed, maybe Kinsey is not Kinsey. There's always that option, which is spooky. Or, I was actually two other options. Kinsey's not Kinsey, or like she's an older person. Spooky. Number two, Kinsey is actually an AI herself, like something like Dragon. Right. So she literally doesn't know, but she also can't feel shame because she's a robot. Right. Or she's just been through something so awful, traumatic, worse than Rain, that she just has no emotions anymore and doesn't understand shame or boundaries.
Right.
So,
which I feel like is a very realistic possibility, that whatever the trauma that got her to this point has kind of scarred her emotionally to the point where that's just not, those pathways aren't being formed for her.
Mm-hmm. Bernard points out that we called it on episode 4, 2 episodes ago, that Kenzie was potentially the most problematic. So
yeah.
We always knew it.
She's definitely a person to keep an eye on. I honestly, like, Rain obviously is the most immediate problem, but like Kenzie and Chris are kind of like, they're the two youngest members, right? Kenzie and Chris. And they are both highest up on my keep an eye on potential very big problems kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got 13 minutes to 10, and we've got
two big chapters.
Couple more things. 2 big chapters.
Yeah, I'm not even finished with this. Now we
I was about to
still
say,
haven't gotten to.
I was
more
gonna
of
say
this.
one last thing too as well on this chapter for me that I thought of. Prancer knows Sveta, which I thought was fun, or knows of her at least.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Hey, Garrot, I know who you are." And she's like, "Oh, that's not my
Cersei
name
says
anymore."
hi.
Cersei says hi, and she's like, "Oh, shit."
Fuck yeah, let's go. Love that shit.
So
I love when your past comes back to haunt you. That's just one of my favorite things. And I'm not being sarcastic. I love that shit. Yeah. I eat that shit for breakfast. Let's go. Also, I have this quote with Mayday talking about Luxie's past. I could let it go. I won't. I just love that. Undersiders?
Ooh.
Looks like it's the Undersiders reunion tour. The Undersiders reunion tour with the opener Imp in the Heartbroken. Gosh, that took me a while to get through, but I'm also distracted because there's a baby boy laying on my hand. He's so cute.
Let's fucking go.
You can set them up as antagonists all you want, Wildbow.
We will cheer.
We're still gonna root for them. So.
We can't help it.
Yeah.
Can't have
especially when Tattletale hacks into their system to talk to him directly and is like, "What's up, Victoria? How you doing?
Yeah. What's up, bitch? How's it hanging? How's it hanging?"
Abbreviate it. She's like, "What's up, GH?"
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. What's up,
How's it going, Glory Hole?
I love it. I love it so much. Also, not only did the Undersiders pull up with the Heartbroken, oil snipers, baby.
Yeah, Goyle snipers. Yep.
Soldiers.
And yes,
Kinsey.
Yes. Kinsey's name is confirmed. Bernard.
Yes.
Luxie.
She's officially Luxie.
She's Luxie, but she used to go by
Optics.
Optics.
Yeah. Optics.
Yeah.
Trying to go by
That's
Luxie.
what Mayday called.
Yeah. And Damsel is not locked in for Swan Song,
but like semi locked in for not officially because Victoria asked Kenzie to change it on the monitor.
Yeah.
To say Damsel instead of Swan Song. So not quite yet. Yeah. Close.
I love the moment where like they start by getting there and they're talking to the like Lord of the Beast of Burden group, the violent group and all that. And Tattletale, while talking, just like looks up and like makes eye contact with the camera.
So good.
You know, one of those like.
I love it.
Doesn't tell them either. Doesn't tell them.
Good. So good. Classic Tattletale.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we have here? Oh, off screen. Rachel's a bingo. Off screen. Love for Undersiders. Cat on the screen. Criticizing Wildbow's writing. That is a bingo.
Let's go.
Hey.
Let's
Congrats.
bingo.
Let's
go. Nice.
Let's go.
Perfect. Flawless imitation.
Let's go.
There it is.
There we go.
The recording of me is somehow better than me.
For sure. And doesn't let on to the people that she's like working that have hired her.
I love it.
And then does them.
She hasn't gotten paid yet.
Yeah. Which I guess
we haven't gotten to that part yet. Haven't gotten to that yet. I forgot that doesn't happen until 5.6 technically.
Bernard, Rain is Rain as of right now. Chris is Chris, and Victoria is Victoria. The only person who has stuck with their name is
Sveta. We don't know.
Sveta. So Capricorn is, or Tristan is Capricorn. So that's it. Sticking with that old one.
We've got Capricorn. Luxie and maybe Swan Song.
And maybe Swan Song. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because Sveta's not. Well, I mean, I guess Sveta's probably not her real name because she may not remember her real name. But that's not a code.
That's not like her cape name. Yeah. So I guess she doesn't have hers yet either.
She doesn't have hers yet.
Any more than
I love it.
Is Weld. I mean, Weld.
Weld isn't his real name, surely.
Well,
I mean, I think it's Weld.
I guess that's the thing. I guess that's the thing with Case 53s, right? If you don't remember your real name, and you take on this identity as Weld or Sveta,
right?
That's you.
Kind of hard
right?
to hide like secret identity wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Interlude?
Interlude 5D. Interlude
D.
5D.
D's interludes.
5D's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
5 D. Interlude cluster Rain's night. Flashback to Rain's past and trigger. Aaron helps support him through Mama's effect. And the group watches a meeting between the Undersiders and the cluster. Mama gives Rain a night away from her. Aaron is made to offer herself to him, and he runs to March's group. What an interlude.
Whoa.
Holy crap.
This is the interlude I remember the most. Like, if I think about Ward, this is the one. Like immediately. Yeah. And it is, and you know, we'll get to it. It is walking upstairs and Aaron being there in his bedroom and him being like,
oh,
fuck. Like that was sick isn't quite the right word.
No.
But like relatable confliction in my body. Like
God.
Yeah, it feels like cults fascinate me, and I've done some readings and biographies and stuff on people that have been in and out of them, and I have to think that Wildbow did some research because he writes it so well, like just getting into the mental anguish, knowing you can't escape, but not wanting to be part of it, and then sort of like Aaron's sort of like, you know, essentially succumbing to it, right? And being like, well, listen, we can't escape, so let's be as happy as we can, which is just fucked up. It was heartbreaking, very well written.
Truly heartbreaking.
Yeah. This is when we talk about like Ward is infinitely more horny than Worm. This is one of those times where it shows up and it's like in the worst way possible. Like,
it doesn't feel good.
This is because I go back to Rain as like the stereotypical teenage kind of sad boy, like, oh man, like, you know, I've got my hot best friend, but I can never tell her how I feel. And this is like the wet dream scenario. And it's the most, that is exactly it. It's a, you know, a teenage boy's wet dream. And it is the most horrifying thing you can read.
Yeah.
Like, the ability to write that, and for me to be, for, you know, having been a teenage boy myself, I'm like, yeah, I get that, and that is, I hate this so much for him. Like, holy shit,
makes
I hate
it worse.
This.
And this is what is shown every time it's his night, right? It's always the same dream when it's their night.
Yeah.
Did I understand that right?
Of him at the bonfire? Yeah.
Like, God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's gotta be. I can't imagine Love Lost, Snag, and Cradle, the whiplash they had the first time they saw his dream of being like.
I mean, really easy to hate him.
I was
really
gonna say,
easy to hate him.
The hate, I get it. I was like,
yeah.
I mean, Rain, I was sympathetic for too a bit.
That's pretty damning, my man. Yeah. That's a pretty damning, you know, memory to relive every 4 or 5 nights, like, because it's the fire, it's the freaking, what's it called, bonfire the night before, it's the walking into the mall, it's guarding the door, the laugh, like all of it together piled on top of all the trauma. And also they Rain said very early on that, like, it's not kiss kill. It is kiss kill, but it's only cemented. Kiss kill has only cemented what was already there, what was already packed in tight. You know,
it's only kill. It's kill.
Yeah,
kill.
It's kill, murder, kill, mutilate, kill.
Yeah. What I will say, for this, and I don't know if we want to talk much about the bonfire beyond, it's just weird and gross. But my My question is, so we have Sayre, who has an interesting power as well. Creepy guy. We don't like him, hate him.
With the horse head.
Interesting power, though. He tells Rain, guard this door that I've put a chain around.
Right.
And then later gets mad at Rain for not letting the people out.
Yeah.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's an impossible scenario.
Yeah.
And I feel like it ties back into the cult thing. Like, if you break the rules, you'll be punished, and you deserve the punishment because you broke the rules. If you follow the rules and something goes wrong, then you're an idiot for not thinking on your feet. And either way, you have this like guilt that latches you in. This idea of wanting to like do your job, be the soldier, please your boss, you know, not die, be part of the family that is this cult. Like, you can't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, I'm just like, what was he supposed to unlock it and let some people out after they'd been scared for a bit?
No, because they punish him.
Because clearly Sayre, but then Sarah's like, well, why didn't, like, we were just supposed to scare him, not kill him. Why did you do that, Rain? Yeah. And I'm like, well, what did you didn't tell him what to do. Like, I was so mad. I was just like, what?
Yeah. No, the point is that you can't make a right answer. Like, the guy's just going to kick your shit. Like, he's going to kick you in the stomach either way at the end of this. Like, and he doesn't care if they died. Like,
no.
Yeah, not ultimately, no.
He was probably chuckling all the way to, you know, outside to just see Rain and be like, oh, fuck this shit again. I hate him so much. Why'd you let him die? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's like just the grossest hazing, you know, initiation type stuff. I mean, I did ROTC for a year. Obviously, it wasn't anything like this, but that's the kind of stuff they do. You know, they would come in and check your room and be like, "Oh, why aren't your clothes ironed?" And, "Oh, sorry, sir, iron them next." And then they come in next time, "Why are your clothes ironed? You want them ironed? You shouldn't be doing that till later tonight. You know, and you don't do that during, you know." Yep. They just make stuff up because the point is that you did it wrong. So it's obviously
to break you down enough that you won't fight back, that you'll be compliant. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. They empty you out so that they can fill you up with their propaganda. I'm not saying ROTC. Yeah. I'm saying cults. I don't know.
No, for sure.
It's a cult.
I mean, boot camp is similar.
Yeah, I mean, Fran makes a good point. Maybe Sayre fucked up and blamed it on Rain, which is always a possibility too. Maybe Sayre took it too far. He's the one who put the chains on the door in the first place anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And so maybe he comes back and he's like, oh crap, that went wrong. Good thing there's this kid here I can blame. Nobody will believe that I fucked up when Rain's around.
Yeah.
Also, Rain got powers from that. Like, he triggered because of that. And like, as we know, the cult values, the fallen value triggered individuals. And Rain is almost, you know, a bit of a waste in terms of...
You could almost consider him
powers. But like, but that idea of like, well, either way, he will be a useful tool to the fallen. And like, that mentality of people being objects, people being... And Rachel just put in the chat, Rain is a very blamable person.
I like blamable.
Blamable.
Very blamable person.
Blammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't want to overlook.
Think of it as like, that's where I wear my blam retardant like clothing, like my jacket and my pants, so that I don't get blammed.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jacob?
Just make sure we don't overlook Mama Mathers, who is quickly becoming my least favorite character in terms of powers. It is. I mean, just again, props to Wildbow. We love him. Obviously, we love him. But like,
so many props.
His ability to write the scene and the tension from Rain's point of view, where only he can see Mama Mathers, like in the car behind them, and oh my god, just the visceral terror that you feel knowing that he can't escape her sight. And it sort of contextualizes a lot of earlier scenes where like Rain is staring off into the distance or not present. It's because he's looking at her while she's in the room.
Probably, yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Just God, I
Well,
I hate it so much.
and what it reminds me a little bit of like It Follows or something like that, where it's this consistent thing in the corner, always there. It's rough. Speaking of blamable people, apparently the other 3 members of his group cluster tried to bring somebody else into their dream world.
Yeah.
And they got blamoed.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know if
That
they
was
survived or
weird.
not. That may have just been a function of the dream world, and the person is fine outside of
mean,
it. But
Also,
like,
someone's on the
yeah.
wall.
and notably, did I understand it correctly? Rain tried to bring Mama Mathers into the dream, but couldn't.
He tried to think her
Yeah.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he tried to think her into it.
Which I was
Yeah, he did.
I was wondering if he had done that. I remember saying that a couple weeks ago. So good. It's interesting that that didn't work. That,
Yeah.
she can't.
Weirdly safe space.
Yeah.
You know, if it weren't for the fact that everyone wants to kill you.
A little bit of freedom.
Yeah. I love Aaron's very subtle commentary in the car. First of all, bringing him snacks, bless you. And trying to make a joke about the sweatshirt and it being just very poorly timed. But okay. But then the whole thing about the crossed arms was so good because at first I'm like sitting like, what is she trying to say? And then it clicked. And then he got it too. And it was like, oh my gosh, bless her. Like, for being just the smartest girl on the block. Like, holy macaroni, that was so good. And then him sitting with crossed arms for the rest of the ride. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. My notes for this interlude were, I had 2 notes. I had one, I think I love Aaron, which holds. That stands. And the second one, no, Aaron, no.
Yeah. Oh, it's so tragic.
If only Aaron wasn't a good
just
person.
lost the game.
Didn't. Yep.
Sorry.
Mama Mathers got you again.
Got me again.
Got you again. Yeah. If only Erin wasn't a good person who cared about her family, then she could just leave with Rain. But she's got to care about her family.
Of course she does. Of course she has to have a little brother, and she has to have a family that she likes.
Yep.
I love Rachel said Mama Mathers is just the leave me alone Akira meme. Akira! Ah! Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe a spoiler. Bernard says that the person who they tried to bring in became brain dead. That may have been said. I'm not entirely sure.
They were very much splattered. I thought it wasn't brain dead. I thought it was just
the reason
dead. So
well, the reason why I'm not sure, I wasn't sure if they were physically affected, is because when Rain mentions there's kids at risk to Love Lost, Love Lost punches the barrier so hard she breaks her hand.
Yeah.
And he's like, it'll be healed in the morning. So clearly, like, physical stuff that happens in this dream world,
True.
doesn't seem to affect everybody.
Yeah.
Or doesn't seem to affect you. Sorry, it doesn't seem to affect you physically.
Right, outside
in the real world. So it's
yeah.
Which is probably why Mama Mathers' power doesn't work, because it's maybe tied to your physical person, your physical body somehow. And this is dream you.
Interesting.
Yeah, he tries so hard to talk to them and to be like, listen, you don't understand. I was a kid. I had no choice. And they're just like, nah.
Fuck you.
We're gonna
kill you. Yeah.
Which again, fair. I get
fair.
it.
Yep. After that,
Yep.
seeing that every 5th night. Yeah. Fair.
And he wakes up and Mama Mathers is gently stroking his head like, okay, Ray. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Great
Like it
chapter.
at all.
I hate it. Great job.
phenomenal.
Chapter.
Consistently, the interludes
Heartbreaking.
just bangers every single time.
I mean, this is where though we got to talk about the Undersiders, Tattletale, and all of that. That was in this interlude as well.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Where, so we get a little bit more insight on Imp's power, which I love. She's like, yeah, Kinsey's like, my recordings do not like this person talking about Imp. I'm getting 1,000,000,002 warning messages.
Yeah.
And Victoria's like, memories don't track her. Cameras record her, but the footage degrades over time. And I'm like, what? That's crazy.
That's so great.
It's so there can be no long-term.
Yeah. Real quick, Fran wrote in chat, more like Mommy Mathers.
And then chat lost their mind.
No.
Smash, please.
And Rachel said, hey, please don't ever type those words in that order ever again,
Alan,
please.
Alan, I had in my mind that she was an old witch-looking lady. You told me she was younger than that. So, viable option? Maybe.
No! I can't.
I mean, both.
It's a smash you'll never forget, that's for sure.
That's right. It's a smash that stays with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can always feel
smiles back.
Ooh, it's the smash that keeps on smashing. Think about that. For the next couple of days, you could be feeling that.
No, stop, Alan. Oh no.
Back to Imp though. Back to Imp. Footage degrades of her. People forget her memories. Memories are Lucifer. My question is it theoretically possible that one day after she's passed away, Imp is just totally forgotten as a person?
I don't want to hear universe. It. She'll never pass away.
That is her fear.
No. Not saying that she will anytime soon, or I want her to.
That's her fear, right?
The thought occurred to me. That's your fear, though, right? Is that one day she's just going to be completely forgotten?
No.
That's a great. I'm curious because, on the one hand, her power is always on, so she's got to consciously turn it off. So yes. Yeah. But two, if she dies, is the power no longer active, and therefore, in my mind,
the question is.
Yeah.
The question is the power having it or turning it off? What's the real power there?
Right. Yeah.
And if the power is turning it off, then
Wildbow, I guess you're just gonna have to kill him.
You gotta kill him so we know.
Yeah.
No, please don't. If you do, I will never speak to you again.
Love him.
As someone who's never spoken to Wildbow, that's not a very big threat, but
All right, final chapter. We got we're over time.
Whoa.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
what's important about this? The reason we see this from Rain's perspective, right, is because it's important to know that Mama Mathers sees Tattletale telling them there's a war coming. You guys need to be ready, whatever happens.
Yeah. Because then she can prep.
And yeah, I do love just a small moments here. I love Bitch's moment where she's just like, you said I had to be here. Why am I here? And she's like, well, I thought you'd want to be. She's like, well, I don't want to talk. And they're like, okay, you can stay outside. And she's like, fine.
By the river.
The dogs. Yeah, I'm gonna sit by the river. And we got Foyle and Parian who are back, which I love.
Yeah.
Which that gets brought up. Foyle is part of a group cluster as well.
Yeah.
And
that was kind of cool.
There are people looking for her as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
That's
totally
the trade-off.
Right.
That's the trade-off. March says, "I'll take care of your cluster. You take care of mine."
Forgot about that.
Yep. We find that out later with March.
Nope.
March. Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Look, what I see in the future is death, and I don't like it, and I don't want it, and I refuse. So then what?
I do like Foyle's chances.
With that group. All things considered.
Yeah. She feels of all of the danger, most likely to survive. That's where I'm putting my chips. But yeah.
Also,
still.
I love the since we talked about this before, I'll mention again. Those of you who have seen the adaptation VFX outfits, I'm sorry, I'm looking at chat. I don't think we've mentioned March's look from Vicky's perspective because we haven't gotten there, Rachel.
Rachel.
Tease in chat.
Tease in chat.
I already saw it.
This is why I don't turn on the chat.
Yeah. But Adaptation VFX, the YouTube channel, this person who was doing a bunch of animations for Worm that are very, very good. Love them. They're exactly my mind's eye to, animation. But they made an announcement they were working on a bunch of shows. One of them was the Devil May Cry show. And in the Devil May Cry show, the main antagonist is a rabbit head villain in a big old kind of old style coat. And all I could think the entire time I saw that was, man, it's just March.
Is that his vibe? I don't
Didn't you
remember
just say, Alan, that we haven't met March and we haven't seen their vibe?
We've met him. We haven't seen his outfit yet.
No, we literally say it's an 18th century coat with a rapier at the hilt, and rabbit ears.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the rabbit
literally
ears
described it.
I mean, the coat and the rapier, yes.
Wears a rabbit mask with a uniform that looked like a soldier from the 1800s.
Oh, I missed the rabbit.
Rapier dangled from her.
I think
her wrist,
I think it's
waist.
not a coincidence.
Oh, March is
totally.
March is female. I kept saying he. March is female.
That's right, boss. Never trust a rabbit.
Never trust a bunny.
Okay. Also, I love that Nicolas Cage exists in this universe. We love that.
Yes. Yes.
Heck yes.
Yeah, it's mentioned. Yeah. Who is it talking about? Oh, Aaron's talking about Rain. Sorry, I was just scrolling through the arc. This is later. I thought it was Tattletale, but it's Rain talking about Rain. Very Bender in Breakfast Club, except you're way more attractive than Nick Cage.
Wow.
Nice. Nick Cage exists. That's all I needed.
So, I will go ahead and send you this AI image that I quickly had to generate.
Boo for the AI, but all right.
I know. I panicked and I couldn't. Nobody else had done it yet, so there you go. It is John Bender from The Breakfast Club, but AI generated with Nicolas Cage's face on it.
What? I hate it. I hate it.
Although I'll be honest, I've seen pictures of him at that age, and I see exactly what they were going for.
Yeah.
Like he did really look like that guy.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but also the fun fact about that is that John Hughes did originally offer Nicolas Cage to play that part. Unfortunately, when they got back with how much it would cost to pay him, they passed up and went with what was his name, Judd, instead.
That is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well
it's a what if. Also, we got a couple more bingos all over the place.
Woo!
We got the fucking advanced guard, Hate on Rain, Nick Cage, and Cat on Screen. We got March, ? Love for Undersiders, criticizing Wildbow's writing, fucking advanced guard. Down here, we got, some major bingos. How is Victoria never mentioned the red?
There you go.
I don't know if we ever got around to people being upset about that.
This is what we were talking about.
But yeah, it's a lot of bingos going on. This is actually a pretty... I feel like we've knocked out probably more bingos than we have most of them. And you too can see them in the Patreon chat if you were a patron, which I think almost all of you are.
So I do. Speaking of Tattletale, I love this little bit where Svet is like, "Rain, are you okay?" while she's talking. He's like, "Nothing about this is really news except just how confident she is she'll find me. I think she could say the sky is lime green with confidence," Victoria said. "I'm not reassured," Rain said. And it's true because it's like although Tattletale is the queen of BSing, it's accurate BSing, right? It's that I'm gonna shoot around the bullseye enough that you think I know where the bullseye is until you tell me where the bullseye is. I'm circling it. I know I am.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that people still don't really know what her power is. They know it's a really strong thinker power, some sort of clairvoyance, but they don't know exactly what it is. It's great. She's got so much control over every scene she's in. Fantastic. I love you, Tattletale. Yeah. You're always right.
And the last in the dream room, and correct me if I'm mistaking this, but he wakes up in the dream room and they tried to do something with bringing somebody in, and they're a bloody pulp. But he gets up, and his kind of area is out of whack. But an extra token falls from the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's his day, so right, he gets a little extra power.
Was it his?
He already had his day. We just had. Didn't we just have his day?
We did just have his day. I'm pretty sure this is a.
Yeah, I misread that then.
So here's what we know. He goes to March. He asks for help. And then he wakes up in his dream area, and he has an extra bone and metal token.
Interesting.
That comes seemingly instead of collecting on the ground, which people do, it lands in the middle and falls to his side.
So
it's not something that originates from his part of the room.
So can different clusters merge like a cluster fuck, if you will?
I like it. I like where your head's at. I like where it's at. It just gets me more hyped to read the next half of this arc. Like I'm so fucking ready to go. Like let's
Also 2+ with the want to hear something sad. Imagine how Tattletale must feel every time a fly lands on her arm. What the fuck?
It's true though.
Everything reminds me of her.
Yeah. Everywhere I go, I see her face.
See her bugs.
I see her
literally just a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some good shit I'm about to eat.
God.
All right. We have to move.
Yeah, we gotta do the last one. Y'all. We're
5.6
so fucking close.
Yeah, I got.
I think we'll be quick.
3 notes. We'll go.
All right, 5.6. Everything comes to this. Team Therapy lays it all out for the Wardens, but doesn't show all their cards. I think my big takeaway here is that Chevalier is on their side. Yay.
Always has been.
It's my takeaway.
Yep. What a boy. What a man.
This is what I remember loving from Ward. This is like that when we talk about downtime and boring chapters, this is the boring chapters that I wanted.
Yeah.
It's a costume making party. They're barbecuing, they're catching up. We get to see Weld again. We get to see their house. It's basically got like cat tree shit all over the place and climbing wall stuff for Sveta. Crystal comes over and brings all the gear, and then they sit down and they make costumes. The binder with all her essentially Pinterest boards.
I love it.
Yeah, Crystal's great. She's like, "What do you want me to bring?" And she's like, "Oh, if you could bring this." I meant food, dumbass. Like, all of the different names for like all the different people in Vicky's phone, like best cousin.
Oh yeah.
And like,
I love
all that.
I love it so much.
Chris was, I think, just creepy kid, which is great.
Yeah, creepy kid.
Creepy kid. Fantastic.
That's my phone. You guys all have weird nicknames in my phone.
Fangirl Presley made an appearance asking about how did Ashley get her hair so white.
That's fun. That was very fun.
Literally, Ashley just send a short video clip of Ashley just going blasting herself in the head.
Love it.
Which brings me to the costume portion of this, and for those of you who are wondering, so I a long time ago did a Victoria Dallin cosplay for Halloween, which some of you were present for. I based it off of Heaven's Chocolate outfit design, which you don't need to look up because there are slight spoilers on that. But those of you who know. And so it's fallen into a little bit of disrepair, but had the back plate and
the spikies,
everything.
I'm gonna full screen you, Alan. There we go.
Yeah, full screen that boy. Alan, show it. Full up your whole. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the back plate, like wrapped around the big old front plate right there. Gotten warped by some heat. Had some big old honking like leg pieces. The thigh
Nice.
pieces were the biggest ones that had to like clip into the other leg pieces.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a whole armor piece outfit, and all of that. Now that you know what it looks like, it was black hoodie, black cargo pants with like all that strapped onto it. But in shorthand, for the second ward tattoo, we got the Omega symbol for Worm, and we've got Victoria's like shoulder armor for Ward.
The spikies. I love it.
Nice.
Now
I
y'all
love
know
it.
what it was
Fantastic.
when she was designing like the five fingers, stars. Like, what is it? What do you got going on there? And it's like the metallic like spikes going on.
Yeah. That's cool.
So,
That's cool.
It's great.
I like that.
That's funny. I always thought it was like a diadem, like a crown. I didn't know.
Well, it's the same design. If you remember, I also have the piece that I like. It pins to the hood. I had the black hood.
Yeah.
For those of you who are on the patron Discord, if you look at my profile, I'm wearing the outfit.
Yeah.
If
I took those pictures.
If
That
you're
is what that
super
is.
lucky, he might post a actual picture in the Discord. So head over there.
Yeah, I have more pictures of that. Yeah.
They were really fun. We took them on
Let's
the
see
side of
'em.
our house with a brick wall background. We were super cool.
Let's
It was
see 'em.
giving senior high school photo shoot. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a Baldur's Gate 3 mod to play as Victoria as a class with that costume. And sold.
What? Hell yeah.
I think
That's
at one
cool.
point in time, was it you, Jacob, that made Gru and Skitter?
Yep.
Or Gru and Taylor as
Yep.
like the first thing you did when you got Baldur's Gate. I remember getting a screenshot off of
Nice.
that.
100%.
That
It
was
was
fun.
yeah,
That's
Taylor
awesome.
with Guardian grew. Yeah.
Yep.
Love
Guardian
it.
Gru.
Nice. That's awesome.
Bunch of nerds.
Anyway, that's
Yeah,
that's why
Love it.
I had my
Love it.
sleeves rolled up, was so that I could show that off today. Because we finally got to the point where the armor matters, and I love it.
Hey.
I like that Weld can weld. Nice.
Well,
That was great.
because he's got a better handle
That
on
was
his
fun.
powers.
Can
and
weld?
stuff.
Weld can weld.
Can
I
weld
did-
weld
I-
well.
I did really
much-
like.
Handled well.
How much metal would Weld need to weld if Weld was going to weld some metal?
Yeah.
Weld metal well.
Well,
Yeah.
well.
What were you saying?
Uh,
I did really like
Well.
how Weld was like, I had that offer, a long time ago about your costume, and it's still on the table. And she's like, you don't have to do that. He's like, really? It's no bother. Crystal, bring the bag.
Yeah.
Bring the bag.
I've
Bring the
been
bag.
waiting for this moment.
We are go. We are a go. I repeat, we are a go.
Also,
Bring the bag.
you offered that to me when I was like in high school, like at this point, like 5
Yeah, I
years
love that.
ago.
Listen,
still
Weld doesn't
stand.
forget. His mind is like a steel trap. He never forgets a thing,
Hey.
That's right. Once it's glomped in there, it just gets absorbed in.
Glump.
Also,
Steel.
Rachel, you're absolutely right. Taylor is most definitely the Dark Urge. It's like, you know what I
Oh,
should
yeah.
do to this dragon? I should scoop its eyeballs out. That's the right thing to do. Goes into a blurry red state, wakes up just covered in blood. Oh, I'm sorry, Sundancer. Here.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I had a note here about cape costumes are like Ren Fair costumes. There's different variations, levels of historical accuracy, homemade versus purchased, but in the end, we're all just happy you're here.
Yep.
And I kind of love that.
Nice.
I love there's that brief interaction as well. Because Tristan comes over as well, right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
and Natalie, and so I love the moment too with Crystal and Natalie where Crystal's like, I could go for you if you were a bit older. Tristan's just like, I could go for you if I was into girls. Like just that little moment.
I thought that was great. I loved
It's
that.
like nice. Peak. Good.
There's also a great interaction with Tristan and Natalie, where Natalie's looking at the laptop and Tristan's like, and like shifts it so that he can also look, and she gives him a dirty look. I thought that was so funny. Like he shifts the computer so he can read it, and she's like,
Like
I thought that was
Natalie
great.
is just unfortunately like why is Natalie there? And I agree. Like it's unfortunate. Natalie isn't
know.
I know why she's there. She's there to like do actual work, which is what they're over there for. but like she's the one person trying to do a job with a group that is a bunch of friends. Like, could you imagine if, heaven forbid, we got like Michael became, got moved to like host status, and we brought in a new producer, but like their job is to produce.
Yeah.
And we were like all having a good time, and they're like, hey, could you not say that? We don't want to lose sponsorships. And we'd be like, fuck you, dude.
Fuck
like,
you, man.
You know what it is? It's in school or in college when you were member number 5 in a group project of a group of 4 friends that you weren't a part of.
Yes. That is 100%.
That's exactly what, and you're just like, I just really want to get this PowerPoint done before midnight. And they're like, yeah, just
should we hit up Taco Bell? And you're like, I would like to go to bed.
You're like, we have one slide that says the word "the," and that's it, guys. We gotta.
And we're still arguing about font.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, love it.
Good. It's a good time.
All right. Well, with all of that coming to a close, let's start with our usual favorite powers. Or we'll go favorite powers.
Wait,
yes?
I'm sorry. I have one more note.
Yes.
This is I don't know if I'm stupid. Jacob, don't look at me like that. This is I don't know if I'm stupid and missed it, or if it's Nick, I'm sorry.
Here it comes. Here it comes quickly.
It's not making me laugh. I don't know if I missed it or if I'm stupid or whatever. But when they're in the meeting with the wardens, they say Valkyrie can't engage that group of the fallen. And I went,
I think it has to do with Mama Mathers.
Why not? I mean, probably, maybe. But like also anyone else who saw Mama Mathers would also, run into similar problems. So like, why is Valkyrie mentioned?
Actually, I could see it one of two things. One of two characters come to mind that might be a problem for her. Mama Mathers, because I think she already has all these voices inside her head. Valkyrie.
She doesn't need another one.
She doesn't need another one. Yeah, it's kind of what it is. Plus, because of that, maybe she's more vulnerable to it. Like Mama Mathers could infiltrate more easily, and then she has an inside person on the PRT. The other person I thought of, though, is Sayre has his own weird shadow people, and I'm wondering if maybe there's an interaction between those powers. Or, as Bernard points out, maybe they just don't want Valkyrie there when a whole bunch of Fallen die, and she takes their powers.
That's true.
Like,
she's also kind of under probation.
Yeah, she probably just doesn't need to be there for all the death.
You know what? That makes sense. Yeah. Bernard coming in with the clutch answers. Thanks, Bernard.
Probably the more realistic option, yeah.
Probably. All right. Thank you.
Anyways,
I appreciate everyone taking that moment to answer Alan. If you
as I was saying.
Oh yes.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, I just the fact that it's literally like it's coming, it's gonna be here
any minute now. Y'all are gonna regret making me real bad.
There is this. I'm gonna call that my favorite power moment of these chapters. There's this moment when Anxiety Chris and what's her name? I'm too tired. Are yelling at each other. Love lost.
They're yelling
at each other. And there's I went back and I like to read some of the old like Reddit read-alongs from way back. Don't worry, no spoilers. This was all in real time at the time. But one Redditor was like describing that scene as Anxiety Chris just going, I've got so much anxiety, and then Love Lost being like, I'm gonna fill him with so much hate and rage, Anxiety Chris, gives me more anxiety, It's just like
just compounding.
It's just your 3 and your 5-year-old just yelling at each other.
Oh gosh.
Who could throw the bigger tantrum? That made me laugh. Anxiety Chris gets my favorite power of the week.
I love Anxiety Chris.
Mine's Sprite. I love Sprite as a character, and I love Sprite's power.
Yeah.
It's it's fun.
Yeah, I was thinking Sprite too. That's just a fun one. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah. Sprite is cool.
Yeah, curious to see how Sprite would interact with some of these other 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 capes.
Okay, which Sprite, because Sprite can copy powers, goes into the what if Sprite copied Eidolon, who had died and was joined by Valkyrie, who, that
Adam
loop of.
How long does he get powers for? Because they would fade out probably.
Great question.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, and finally, what are our predictions for what's about to happen?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know.
I mean, Mama Mathers has a bit of a head start now that she knows we're going down swinging. Sugar, we're going down.
I'm yelling timber. You better move.
Exactly. There's also this mention of all these other, people that they're pulling in, that this fallen group is pulling in. You have the motorcycle gang and others and crew. And it's like we're prepping for a big blowout fight, and I'm excited for it. Seeing how we interacted today, not today, gosh, that's so weird. Interacted with this group coming in, and they kind of got their asses handed to them a little bit by the villains, and they don't even have all their players yet. And so I'm really curious to see the villains go against the villains, basically, and how we're gonna play into that of basically, trying to minimize damages, and I see it going very badly, very sideways, very quickly.
I think this is the first time we'll see a true parahuman battle. We had the Undersiders against the Asian Bad Boys, and then the Undersiders versus Empire 88. But those weren't like battles, those were like isolated skirmishes, right? This feels like it's scaling up to be a full-on Battle of Pelennor Field style thing, where you've got capes lined up on each side and a big open field just going at each other hard. And I'm excited to see that because we haven't seen that before, and I think that sounds really cool. I'm also I predict I think Aaron's gonna die.
I
my prediction for someone who will die.
That's a safe.
I think Aaron could die. I think Aaron's
or Aaron's family.
To die.
I'll say Aaron getting got by one of the cluster kind of feels right.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron caught by one of the cluster. I think we're gonna see. I think of the cluster members, I think Snag is most likely to die. I don't know why. He just gives me ready to die vibes. Solely love lost because I think
too angry to die.
Love lost is too angry to die, and we just met Cradle, so surely Wildbow wouldn't kill off a character we haven't seen yet. Snag, he can. I mean,
what do you mean? We don't even have their fifth cluster member. They didn't even make it.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
I could see them dying. I could see who else? I'm trying to think.
Victoria's probably gonna die. Just
no.
Victoria, yeah, just in the story.
I don't need that.
The end.
I don't need that kind of energy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll see some action though. I'm excited for it.
That's my fear is that somebody more significant than an Aaron, although that would still be very sad. But my fearful prediction is that we'll lose a more important name.
Yeah. I don't think we're at the losing regent point of the narrative yet, right? Where we're
I don't think so either.
So that's why I'm not guessing anybody main. I'm gonna say okay, Sarah could die. He could die, and one of the members, some of the members of the Fallen. Prancer could die. Sure, I could see that. I don't want it to happen, but I could see that, and that'd be fine. We're not at the point where I feel like the core 5 or 6, one of them's gonna get hit yet. So We'll see. Now, no Undersiders either. They are immortal. They will not die.
It will never die.
If
It's
they
all-
die, I stop reading. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
simple as that.
Well, we've seen
Yeah.
it once before. Someone died, but no, it's actually they're on another planet.
on
It's
another
fine.
planet.
So that's exactly what's
Yeah.
gonna happen. They just get
Yeah.
transferred to Skitter's planet and all is well, and it's fine.
I thought you were going to
This
say
is actually
Brian
an
in the
analogy.
cabin, which was so like canon. No, he's
Brian-
actually dead.
Brian in the
No.
cabin.
Brian,
No,
Brian
no,
is still.
Brian's in the cabin.
Brian is
He's
still in the cabin.
Yep.
I choose
Brian's
to believe
still in the
this.
cabin with what's your fuck with the boobs?
With
Yeah.
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 Cozen.
Cozen. Yeah.
Cozen.
Cozy
I
up
was
to
thinking-
Cozen in the cabin.
I was about to say
Isn't
because
it
I always
Cozen-
think
Cozy
Cozen's
with
cozy
Cozen in the
tits.
cabin. Cozen's cozy
Um,
cabin.
Oh, is
One
that
of my
what we're calling them
predictions.
now?
One of my predictions is that
Log
something
cabin.
if Aaron gets put in danger, Rain will try to protect her, and he could potentially do some questionable things / damage / go too far. Because I think he's still. I mean, the whole group is.
Listen,
but
I just want Rain to sever somebody's spine and then kick him in the back. Like that's all I want to see him do.
Oof. Yeah, that would be great. But like, I need to see him go all out to try and save Aaron, or because he's the Aaron and Aaron's family would be the only one I think, or Allie, maybe Allie would be the only ones that he's like
Actually cares
invested in protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like he's gonna do something that's gonna freak everybody else out because he stepped a little too far, or that he freaks himself out, kind of a thing.
about. Yeah.
I could see him dying too. I mean, honestly, like I think Rain is set up
Yeah.
very well for a sacrificial death.
I think so too.
If you were going to kill one of the main characters and do like a big sort
Yeah.
of moment there, he's the one who's so far has done the most fucked up stuff. So,
Yeah.
you could get away with that. I think a bit easier.
Have a
And,
little
obviously,
redemption arc.
yeah.
He
Little
dies,
redemption arc,
Aaron
save
triggers. Aaron becomes the new party member and is way cooler anyway.
Well, I mean, so much of his story has been revealed already so
Yeah.
early on, and he's gotten multiple interludes already. So it makes sense for his story
That's true.
to kind of end
Yeah.
after a big battle of some kind. Because here's the thing: what's your damage? What's his damage if we solve this thing with the Fallen? Not saying we will. I doubt things will get wrapped up. But like, if things get concluded, what happens to Rain? He's just now the slightly damaged, emotionally traumatized rando in the group. Like, no. I feel like there will be much more than just that.
Mm-hmm.
But have you considered second triggers?
Oh,
What about
yeah.
11sies?
Oh,
It's my 11th trigger.
my 11th trigger.
Yeah. It's all good thoughts. At this point in time, who is your most worrisome character in the group?
I mean, at this point, Rain's kind of the focal point, right? Not him himself necessarily, but
Yeah.
just the situation he's in. But if we're just talking who's the most problematic,
Yeah,
member
we're
of
still
the group,
talking about that elusive, like Miss Yamada's painted
Yeah.
a bullseye, but you're not quite sure where it is.
based on everything that happened in this arc, I'm kind of up on Kinsey now. I'm like, I think there's some real fuckery going on with Kinsey, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna stand by my two youngest members, Chris and Kenzie. There's something going on there. Kenzie problem from the start. I'm still not convinced that she's wholly human person that we've been interacting with. Every time she chooses not to touch someone, or every time she doesn't touch someone, I'm suspicious. So like I live in suspicion with Kenzie all the time, and just the lack of information we have on Chris makes me a little nervous. But it's one of them for me.
Yeah, Fran brings up that we don't talk much about Byron, which is the opposite of the other podcast that Red Ward.
Truly unfortunate.
And
let's be
Byron
honest.
doesn't matter.
Which is true.
Shut up. I love Byron.
Does
Shut.
Byron even
If you like
mention
Byron?
this entire arc?
Yes.
Other than
My
you were like,
concern,
I might have to switch out.
yeah.
Byron volunteered extra time so that Tristan could do some cape work.
That's true.
Byron is a hero. Okay.
Byron, the thing is, I'm not concerned about Byron because I feel like if anybody ordered the hit on themselves, like I suspect, it would have been Tristan, I think. I think Byron is sad, but I think Tristan is much more upset at their situation than he gives off.
I can't wait to dig into that one more. I
Yeah.
want a whole arc of Capricorn troubles. I can't wait.
I don't even know how you write that perspective, but that'd be really interesting. I want to see that. Give it to me. Give it to me.
So we have, who would Victoria help more, the Fallen or the Hollow Point crew?
Hollow Point because of Moose, obviously.
Yeah,
Hollow Point because of Moose.
Also because while they do have beef with Hollow Point, they don't have
Listen. Hollow Point, they're bad guys, but they're not
bad
guys.
Yeah, the
Besides,
Fallen is a cult.
I think they said they're literally just gonna hover above and pick off anybody that gets loose. Literally, if there's a straggler, you go and zip them up. Otherwise,
well, it feels like Prancer even says that, right? He's like, "Look, we're just here, take some property, sell some drugs.
Yeah,
we're not trying to destroy anything. I know I've got some people who want to start a war
building
with
a
the
cult
Fallen.
in the woods.
Yeah,
Human trafficking people.
Yeah.
We're doing taxes with drugs and a little violence.
We're cleaning up the streets.
It's not great,
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
it's a slightly worse than it was.
Because I think it's that game that Tattletale mentioned back in Worm, right? There is acceptable villain groups that you can interact with and contain and have the game, and then there's the Fallen, and people like them. And I don't think anyone would be upset if the Fallen got wiped off the map. Now, obviously, there's a lot of innocence in that too, but that's just the reality of the way people feel about them. Is look, they're not worth keeping around.
Also, another reminder that I had forgotten / was not aware of, the Fallen groups that each focus on a different Endbringer, and this is the Simurgh group, which I foresee problems. I foresee dilemmas and problems and difficult choices in our future. That's what
consequences.
Long-lasting goddamn consequences is what I foresee for our future.
Yep.
I foresee Hannah's gonna cry probably a little bit. I mean, I cried a little bit with the whole Aaron thing.
That's my pen.
Well.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
I'm excited though. I'm ready. The first half of this arc has got me fucking pumped.
Yeah, for sure. This is I want to say maybe the first time I've been extra excited to read the next arc. Not that I wasn't excited to read it before, but it's ooh, I can't wait. Whereas before it's all right, next one, cool. I'll get to that when I can. This one's I might stay up tonight and read 5.7. That's how I feel. It's kind of how I am. I have work in the morning, but
Yep. I'm trying to
live fast, live tired.
Live fast, live tired. It's okay. I gotta stay up for another 2 hours and do work after this. So
sorry.
2 hours.
All right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
the life of a.
Let's get you to that then. Without further ado, thank you so much to everybody who was here tonight. Thank you, all of my hosts, Hannah, Jacob, Nick, and Michael. And of course, a big thanks to myself, Alan. And to the rest of you who were here. We appreciate you so much. Next week, we will be back on for 2 weeks from now on Tuesday.
On the 24th.
That is the
24th.
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 We're back on the Tuesday. This is just a one-off on a Wednesday. And we will be reading through the rest of Arc 5. So that is Arc 5.7 to Arc 5.Y. The rest of 5. And it is about, I think we said 53,000 53,000 words. So almost the exact same length as the first half. But that is what we will be discussing. If you'd like to join our Patreon and talk with us there, send some really disturbing memes, or get in the spoilers chat. We're very welcome. We'd be very happy to have you there.
Yeah.
And
see some
yes,
pictures of
Arc
Alan
5
in his full costume.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe. I'll find them. Yes.
I have them.
William, Arc 5, we are so back. I'm excited
Hell
for this
yeah.
upcoming one.
Hell
And
yeah.
thank you all. Thank you. Big shout out to the patrons for helping us pay the bills with these.
We love you so much.
We love you so much. And we will see you next week. Michael, do you have a song for us?
I always do.
Hit us with it.
Join the Patreon. Please come on and join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come support us and join the Patreon. Please help us and join the Patreon. We have fun. Join the Patreon. It's great. Yeah, join the Patreon. Why don't you just join the Patreon? Come on, come on.
Daddy likes his fans, but Daddy loves his patrons.
Hey. All right. We will see you guys soon. See you on the 24th. Alan, thanks so much for hosting, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Woo!
See ya.
Love you. Mwah.